welcome back. Last time, there was a fight happened in here, as happens sometimes in D&D. And honestly, just barely, the party scraped through it. But not without some rewards. There are still, we'll just cut to the chase, some loot to look through after this. But I think first and foremost, the party wants to take a little bit of a rest after that fight. And with that rest comes the benefit of attaining 7th level.
Now, before we rest, I have a question for the group.
Okay.
So I have this ring, and I've been wondering what it does. But I need to cast a spell to do it.
Can we pick a different area to do that in?
Isn't like down the hall have less
Yeah.
phaserist in it, so we can just a thought.
I mean, we could wait. Or
Okay, I'm just saying, how are you going to accurately assess what the ring does if you cast it in an area that is full of chaos magic or wild magic?
Well, the spell is identify, so it would, identify.
Yeah, that's
the
what
ring.
they want you to think when you cast it, and then you're summoning things, and people are going to the astral plane every 20 seconds.
I'm not seeing a downside.
I was kind of hoping to not go there right now.
All right, I'll wait. I was hoping to regain the spell slots, after the rest.
Or we can all leave the room and you can try this by yourself in the room and hope for the best.
It's an option. That's why I wanted to bring it, up before we rest.
I was gonna say, let me look at the max range for my healing.
Alagol says, I want to watch.
No, MacLeod, come over here with us.
No.
Hey, Shadow. Hey, Von Falkenstein. But seriously, do you want me to identify this before we rest, or?
I mean, yeah, you might. Wait, actually, hang on. Does phaserist? Where's my character sheet? There it is. So if I use a spell in a ring of storing, does that trigger the phaserist?
Yes.
Dang.
I will say this also. Identify is, as long as you have it prepared. Well, no, you don't even need to have it prepared. It is a ritual.
Yes.
So you can cast it as long as you take 10 extra minutes without expending a spell slot.
Okay. So I suppose I could go down the hall and cast it down there while you guys start your rest.
I was gonna say, let's see, this is about 30 feet, right?
Give or take.
Okay. So that's the max distance I can be and still hit you with prayer or healing if something goes sideways. I recommend the rest of you vacate that general radius of Liam. Just on the off chance that this goes as I probably expect it to.
So what I'll do then is I'll actually go down the hall, down beyond where the phaserist effects are, so that I don't affect them.
Okay.
And I'll do the ritual casting for identify on that obelisk ring.
All right.
I'll be the fire extinguisher in the background.
You know how this starts. As you draw out the ritual, the phaser starts warping around you, and please make a D100 roll.
No, I said I was going where the phaserist wasn't affecting it.
Oh, okay. So you're going like way down there. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
I'm still at 0 health right now, right?
You'll be fine.
I think you're at 1 at this point.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because you're back.
I'm not super.
You're stabilized.
I'm going to stay back here.
Yeah, stabilized does put you at 0, but as long as you're in a area where you can be properly tended,
I'm just leaning up against the wall.
You'll naturally recover. It takes a little bit longer, but you can still recover. All right, so identify. Okay, so
Hold the pin!
Yeah. So this ring can be used once per day to cast Stone Skin on the wearer. And when it does so, it merges into your skin until the spell duration is complete. It does not require attunement, so you can just pass it around if you need to. Identify doesn't detect any command word. It's really just a mental thing as long as you know about it. And Identify also, let me see, does it give you anything other than just what it does? Let's see, Identify. There's properties, how to use it, whether it requires attunement, how many charges, one or spells. If the item was created by a spell, you learn a spell created it. Okay. So you do learn from Identify that this was not created with a spell. This was created just as a natural effect of this ring being inundated with Phasers.
Okay. Hey, Cord.
So this was a little bit of a happy accident that this happened.
All right. So once per day, Stone Skin on wearer. And then what was the rest?
It was created using Phasers, and when it is used, it merges with the wearer's skin until the spell duration is complete.
Okay.
And this does not require concentration, even though the spell normally does. So for reference, Stone Skin lasts an hour, and it makes your skin really just to touch as hard as stone. And until it ends, you have resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. And it is made out of that same shiny obsidian-like metal that or not the entire thing, but the centerpiece of it is made out of that metal that you've encountered before.
Okay. I think that was the only thing that we had that we weren't sure about. I'll holler down the hall. Anything else that you want me to identify?
There is a bunch of stuff that you haven't quite looked through here, so potentially more, potentially not. I'm assuming that you're resting before you go digging around in cultist garb, though.
Yeah, probably.
Just in case someone has like a necrotic fireball in there.
It's common.
That's always an embarrassing end to the campaign when you're like, okay, we defeated the boss, and you prick your finger on the trap and die. Okay. So, for those of you who, and Tassin being proficient in medicine, you would know this. Actually, Tassin, were you knocked down to 0? Or
yeah, no, I was down as well, but I've stabilized and...
So, both of you all are doing a bit of rest. So, after a few hours, those of you who were stabilized actually get to the point where it's like, oh, we're back, to actual, fighting capacity, although you're still at 1 HP. People are just kind of milling around. Bren is taking a rest. You know that you'll probably have to spend like an entire long rest here, which is 8 additional hours in order to fully recover. So you're going to be in here for a bit. Stool and Rumpin' Up are just kind of sitting there swaying, and every so often Rumpin' Up almost seems like he breaks out into a little jig. Yeah, kind of. Although it looks a little similar to what those other myconids were doing back in the lower caverns. Kind of like he has a tick or something, and then goes back to what he was normally doing. Tassin, you feel very proud, although you think that's probably just emotion coming from Dawnbringer. He seems very happy and content that you have killed a bunch of cultists.
You're starting
like
to
you
merge with her, so
Yeah.
Be careful of that.
Glavagol is actually resting since he did take a wall of fire, so you can see bits and pieces of black flaky slime just kind of falling off as
You doing okay, Glavagol?
He says, "Oh yes, that was a traumatic experience."
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I don't want to do that again.
I'm okay with not doing that ever again.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
I was just thinking, I'll say this in character, I was just thinking, we've gotten like no magical items down here, really. Like, you've got an amazing sword. We've gotten 2 rings. And that's it.
Well, we did like pass on a few things. There was like the vial of liquid that if you drank it you had to make a save throw, or else it would turn you into goo.
That's true. We passed on the horrifically nightmarish cursed
that
fell
one.
death. I'm calling up my GM. Hey, GM. Hey, where's the loot?
What are you talking about?
Where's the loot? Have we looted anything else? Like we've got 8 hours. Let's be thorough.
So let's go through the stuff here. So I'm assuming once a few hours pass and you get a little R&R, you want to check through the cultist things and see what they've been keeping out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple things that you find. The first thing is you find a bunch of crates of what looks like ore, and in particular, Mark, you may make a stone cutting check on these.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good roll. That's going to be, it's 17 something.
Okay, you recognize this as a special type of acid resistant ore that is very, very rare. So this stuff is probably worth quite a bit. Like it's just, I mean, you can if you want.
Hang on, where's my gear? Hey, let me put this with my 2 gold I still have on me. There we go.
Yeah.
Acid resistant ore.
So, and I've got this all written down, so I'll post this in Discord as well.
Okay.
You also find a curious little trinket. There's this wooden box with this ceramic bottom that has like a crudely etched symbol of Demogorgon on it. And when you look inside, you see this worm that has a head on each end of its body.
WYRM or WORM?
WORM.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. A little better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here I'm gonna bring Taston over real quick.
Could also be WURM.
That's true. That's much worse. So I bring Taston over. I'm like, hey, Taston, get Dawnbringer out for a second. I think she'll like this. And I'm like, I gesture to the abomination.
So, gonna roll a religion check before I just immediately stab it.
Yeah.
16.
I mean, it's for all intents and purposes, it looks like a demonic worm that's been tainted by Demogorgon.
That sounds like a killing. Yep. You get the worm, I'll get the crate. How's that sound? Because the crate's got Demogorgon's symbol on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to smash this in the name of Bahamut, by the way.
There's a few more things here. You do find a potion. It looks it's got muddy liquid and it's got like fish scales and looks like bits of
throw
claw
it at oh my god, brain fart. I throw it at Guido.
Liam,
thank you. There you go, Liam.
Well, Liam, if you like, you may make an Arcana check. If you want to see if you know what this is just off the top of your head.
I steal Cord's taco while I'm here.
Is it Arcana?
It is Arcana.
14.
14. Okay, easy enough. This is a potion of animal friendship. You recognize the ingredients.
We had a worm. We could have used that a second ago.
Well, yeah.
Whoops. This is like that thing where you're like, oh, well, we bashed down the door and you open the chest and there's a key in there.
Yeah.
No, it don't worry about it. There is a chest which is locked, but you pretty quickly identify the key. It is around the smashed warlock's neck.
I smash his skull in a little bit more while I'm there, just to be sure.
Oh, sure.
No, I'm not trying to be like gross or whatever. It's just we got to be careful, right? Especially in this place. So,
and the chest has a few things in it. It has a small leather bag, which you look in, and that has what looks like city currency in there. Probably a little less than 200 gold worth. And again, I'll post the exact amounts in here. It also has this sitting on the side, the slightly used ceramic jar with this little dipper in it. And it looks like it's got some doses of some sort of aloe smelling mixture in it. And Liam, if you'd like, you may make an Arcana check on this as well, since this looks alchemical-like. And if anyone, by the way, has an alchemy kit proficiency, they can roll that as well, but I don't think anybody does.
I don't think so.
23.
Oof. Okay. You recognize this pretty much immediately. And this is a valuable find. This is Kiogtum's ointment. So what this does is you apply a dose of ointment to either the skin or someone can swallow it if they really want to do that. And the creature that gets it is instantly regains 2d8 plus 2 hit points. And again, I'll put this in Discord. It also is cured of poison and is also cured of any disease. So it is a very valuable, fantastic cure-all.
That should not go to me since I've already got resistances.
You find.
Can you spell the name of?
Yeah, let me just post this.
I was say, just go ahead and post the loot at this point so we can reference it. Oh my God, there's an Archmage robe in here?
Yeah, I wish.
That would be nice.
That's it so far.
Oh, there. Okay.
You also find there's a bunch of books and scrolls and stuff. If you are proficient in Arcana or Nature or Religion, and with an added bonus if you're proficient in Dwarvish, which I don't think anyone has all three of those.
No.
It's all
I have
split up.
none of that except for
No
Dwarvish.
trifecta.
But you could put your heads together. There's a bunch of stuff to go through here, so you could do it during your long rest if you'd like. But this looks like very detailed plans, letters, scrolls, and such for the cult. If you'd like to do that over the long rest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We need to figure out who it is in the city that they're working with.
Yeah, so you find out pretty quickly that these notes and whatnot belong to an individual named Nerak, and you pretty quickly figure out Nerak is the one whose head is smashed in, the warlock. And it details an encounter with Demogorgon. This is like the very start of all of this. And you are pretty sure you're receiving another account of when Demogorgon rose from the Dark Lake, and he happened to be present amongst the populace when that happened. And he was instantly struck with the power and the glory of Demogorgon. And he returned to Gracklestog, which was his home. And he planned to create enough of a beacon here to lure Demogorgon to this city.
That's bad.
He has a bunch of letters from this group called the Council of Savants. And there's a bunch of different Underdark names, like some of them are like Plinky, Alinkai, Uskville. These sound a lot like Darrow names. And it details a lot of different plans. There's a lot of communications back and forth. They're detailing plans to steal a dragon egg from the dragon that lights the furnaces in the city. They also detail plans, which apparently was already in progress and they had some success on, to mutate the giants, the stone giants. And you figure out that the statue that had like the one head, or the two heads, one of them which had been toppled, was part of that ritual. And they had already cast it at least once successfully. The letters frequently mention the obelisk and asks for progress of the prince's gift, which you pretty quickly figure out is referring to Demogorgon. They are currently in some other alcove where these letters have come from in these caverns, attempting to perfect the ritual that they use in the stone giants to spawn a second head on a red dragon embryo and an egg, and create a demonic Demogorgon-esque dragon.
Oh, neat.
That sounds bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's also some other random scribblings in here. They have plans to tame a Hydra, which is located within the caverns. That was one of the reasons they had the potion here, apparently, although they pretty quickly figured out it would not work on it, so they were conducting other plans for it. And for all of you reading this, if you ever encounter the Hydra within these tunnels, you do have advantage on animal handling checks to placate it because you've read this material. There's a bunch of bad scribblings of Nerak and his other fellow folks in the cult. You do discover that there are 2 castable rituals in these notes. One that causes a one-headed creature to sprout a second head, and another that allows the grafting of a severed head into a living creature. There are 2 scrolls. One that, when I say scrolls, I mean like actual written down scrolls, not like spell scrolls. One that has a name of stone giants. You recognize one of them as the Stone Speaker. And another that is a letter written in broken Dwarvish. And this one is addressed to Nirek from an individual that you have met before named Droki, the little Darrow who led you here. And it says that Droki needs more scrolls. It talks about how the Stone Speaker, the Stone Giant, has lots of traps, but Droki is too wily and very small. And he lists names that he's heard them speak. And he asked for more spell scrolls to complete his work. Liam, there is a spell contained within these pages, which you may copy if you choose to do so.
It's called...
It is. I know it's actually summon lesser demons.
Ooh,
Oh, great.
that's tempting.
Yeah, clearly.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with having the spell on you, I guess.
It's true.
Go for that.
I mean, you can carry around the vial of sarin gas as long as you don't actually use it.
Yeah,
It's
see,
fine.
he understands. It's
Yeah,
cool.
so this is a 3rd level spell. It says, you utter foul words, summoning one demon from the chaos of the abyss. You get a, it is somewhat random, but you get
the tax clerk for
yeah,
the
you
demons.
get between 2,
Oh.
you get, I mean, you get between 2 and 8 demons of varying challenge ratings. They go as thrown in a group. You can uprank the spell to summon more. As part of the casting of the spell, you can form a circle of blood on the ground used as a material component. It's large enough to encompass your space. And while it lasts, the summoned demons can't cross the circle or harm it, and they can't target anyone within it. So it is a free circle of protection against the things that you summon. Now, there is a very specific material and component to this.
Okay.
It is a vial of blood from a humanoid killed within the past 24 hours.
It sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, Boobado.
I mean, you do have components right here.
That's
Well,
true.
we have.
We can
we're
summon
set.
demons now.
Mm.
Well, if
for
we
another-
have this nice summoning circle, it'd be a shame
That's
not to
true.
use.
That's true. We do have this all set up. You know, summon some up, and I'll just eat them real quick. You know. It'll be
Ooh,
like
On
there
a
you
related
go.
note, I want to see about figuring out how to disrupt this summoning circle because it seems like a inherently bad landmine to just kind of leave here.
Okay. We can make either a religion or an arcana check.
While he's rolling that, I would like to roll or just know if summoning lesser demons for me to eat is actually feasible.
It's like a buffet.
I'm just wondering. Just you've played World of Warcraft, right? The mages
Yeah.
summon the
Yeah.
food table. And,
It's not the same.
You would probably have to ask Liam about that.
hey,
Yes,
Liam.
Oh no.
Arcana.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Come on, roll high. Come on.
18,
Yeah.
18 on
on.
the religion check.
Don't roll low. That'd be much worse.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Of course.
27.
So, Liam, based on what you can see from this spell, the short answer is yes. The long answer is yes, but very gradually. Because this summoned things like mains and dretches and very low-level demons.
I wouldn't even get
So-
like a point, for example, out of it.
Not per summoning, no.
Okay.
Per how
Eventually.
many?
Yeah, that's a good question. How many of these things do I need to eat in order to get another point of demonic power?
So it depends on which spell level you use for this.
It would be third because
okay.
I don't actually have 4th level spells yet.
Okay. Yeah, so basically what you can do with this spell is it's basically got 3 ranks. The first one is at 3rd level. The second one's at 6th or 7th, and the last one is at 8th or 9th, and that just increases the amount of demons by twice or 3 times. let's see. Let's do this. So I actually do know the challenge rating of the demons that it summons. So I can figure it out based on that.
Stretcher Demon Vindaloo. Oh, what's the guy's name from Red Dwarf?
Oh.
Man. That joke would have been funny.
I believe you. No, I do have to say, the Falkenstein has a good point too. We could just summon him and kill him, and get experience from it, even if I don't eat them.
I mean, if you'd like, I will tell you that's almost like killing boars. But
So we just have to do it long enough in order to make it.
So Liam,
days later,
based on what you've seen Mark like eat so far, you estimate it's probably 7-8-ish castings in order to get something out of it.
I can do a 3 at a time.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what these are. I mean, just to pull back the curtains, like the highest level CR demon you can summon with this is 1. So these are not high level loot like lieutenants.
Honestly, that doesn't really sound worth it.
Now they make great tanks.
I mean, yeah, by all means, get the spell. There's no reason not to get the spell, but
I'm gonna keep the spell, but I don't think I'm gonna use it anytime soon because
it's a shame. We've got corpses right here. Like we could have demons. I could be eating. They could be in my belly. In 5 minutes.
So if I have the spell component, how long does it take to cast?
It takes 1 action to cast.
Oh, okay. It's just if we want the protection, then we want the circle, which takes 10 minutes.
If you want to cast, no, like it's still an action no matter what. But basically, if you want the circle, you as part of the casting, when you're like uncorking the blood to use it, you just pour it in a circle around you, basically.
Oh, okay.
So it's not anything
this?
incredibly complicated.
How about this? In one of our next battles or something, when somebody goes down, like next bad guy we kill, take their corpse and drag it around in a circle, thus putting the blood out in a circle, and then you're good to go, right?
That's going to take too long.
How fresh is their blood?
The ones on the ground, I'm fresh enough.
I'm just,
You've got the components right here.
Like we could have demons right now. I'm so hungry, you guys. Oh God. I've eaten nothing but mushrooms for the last. I ain't had nothing but maggoty mushrooms the last 20 stinking days.
That makes sense.
What's that little mushroom's name?
Stool?
Yeah.
No, the other one. But yeah.
Rumpadump.
Rumpadump.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I Rumpadump. I'm getting hungry.
No,
summoning demons has never backfired on anyone.
Exactly. See, look. We here at Umbrella Corps have absolutely no problem.
Exactly.
We're gonna get tentacles and we're gonna reattach faces. It's gonna be great.
I mean, has anybody actually played Doom? That's literally how that works.
I have no idea what you're talking
demons
about.
as an energy source. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong?
That's true. It's literally demons as an energy source. I'm with it. Let's do it. Let's bottle up enough. How many times can we cast this in 24 hours?
I need
speed reading it.
Yeah, it's just there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Give me just a minute. I need to send you a link.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Pull up Discord over here.
Yeah, I'll post it in Discord so everyone can see it. It'll just take me a minute to find it here.
Third card. 40 odds.
On a side note, third,
I
did that religion check and got an 18.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you figure for this is really just like almost an amplifier. As long as you just materially disrupt this thing, it should be sufficient.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could just and we're good.
Pretty
like
much.
A broom or something.
Okay.
Yeah. They didn't really do anything with this.
I just watched this week. Yes.
I'm gonna have to.
Long rest. Oh, I've seen.
God damn it!
I've seen this group around, but I've never watched any of their stuff.
They're actually pretty funny.
Too.
This one's actually particularly very funny.
I'll have to watch this later.
Long rest.
Oh, look, they're long resting while fighting
broken.
cultists. Wow.
Just broken.
gosh. Okay, so my point is, so von Falkenstein says as long as we have the mats. Well, the problem is it needs to be within 24 hours. So if we can do 8 casts of this summoning in 24 hours.
So
No? Okay.
okay, the spell is not a ritual, so that means I
Oh,
can do
never mind.
3 per long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally several days of doing this over and over again.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, we
Even
lost
3
somebody.
per long rest, you can get 9 castings out of it in a 24-hour period.
That's true. If we really
Like, just push it.
like, okay, and go. Shung, shung, shung. Okay, everyone take 5 hours. It's just a lazy day, you know. It's a
Yeah.
Sunday.
Of course, the other problem with that is considering where we are, do you really want me casting that?
Yeah. That's a good point.
We
That's
have the
added
circle
excitement.
of protection.
No.
Well, no,
True.
the circle protection works for you.
Well, it doesn't need to work for me. I'm going to be getting up in their faces like, ah.
That's true. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not protected against demons.
Actually, no, I don't. That's 8th or 9th level. I get that. Darn the tattoos. Okay, I guess we'll just. Is there any other loot? Oh no, he had a religion check, right?
Yeah, that was to disrupt the circle. And
Oh,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am going to do that as a.
I'm gonna help too.
Of
And
interest.
the whole time, this is kind of like in Bahamut's name. I know he doesn't. give a damn.
Kalimvor will not let this travesty stand.
Yeah. It's, this thing.
I'm
I
going
eat demons
to
for a living, and I hate this thing.
But before they start erasing it, I'm going to basically make note of it and give a prayer to Azus with the knowledge of the circle itself.
Okay. All right. This is definitely an act that your deities like. You feel smiled upon. Though as you're saying that, Bren clears his throat. And says, so I didn't want to bring this up earlier, but we may want to move out of this phasers if I want to contact my master.
I figured we'd rest first because we're on the verge of death.
Do you hear the drums?
I do.
Oh no, sure. I'm just saying that right after this.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. I don't just want to run off into tunnels alone, but
For viewers at home, I want you to picture my dwarf as he says that line. Like, I look fine, of course, but my dwarf is completely covered in his own blood. One of his arms is going out at the wrong angle.
Oh.
And I'm like hobbling a little bit, and one of my eyes is completely sealed up, like Rocky in Rocky 1,
Just swollen shut.
Yeah, just completely swollen shut. I'm like, cut it open.
Adrian.
Yeah.
So can
I'm
we
still
wait a little
steaming.
bit? Yeah,
I'm still steaming from the spell impact.
Yeah,
Everybody's all blackened for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that'll leave a mark.
So we long rest.
Yep, you long rest. All right.
Okay.
I wake up feeling strangely stronger.
Yeah, I mean, things still ache a little bit. You've got a few marks, but
No, it's like Geralt, right? I'm gathering scars.
yeah, I mean that's what old D&D characters look like usually.
Beaten up.
Yeah.
Grizzled.
All right. Unfortunately, nobody disturbs you while this is happening. And
That would be hysterical. We survived the death battle, and then like one level 3 thing walks up. Is like, oh, you're all at 1 HP. Poke, poke, poke.
We're all asleep, so we're prone.
also somebody else wakes up about halfway through the rest. Asha finally wakes up out of her induced slumber.
Hey Asha, how you doing? We'll be with you in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She blinks as she comes up. She holds her head like she has a massive headache.
Hashtag relatable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could fix that for you. I could give you another head.
It's going from bad to really bad.
Yeah, you can tell that she's just trying to take. She's in that, I'm in a place I've never seen before. Suddenly, look, and says, "I guess we're not in the clutches of that damnable cult anymore. If we're here, are we still in Gracklestug?"
Yes.
A little bit of the outskirts, but
We're kind of underneath it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, and she looks at the mushrooms and Glabagool and a dog, and she's like, "You always, where did you find this mutt and these mushrooms? You always seem to pick up strays along the way, don't you?"
Ironically,
Yes.
it was on our way to find you.
Yes, we do. She doesn't even. Okay.
You should get a hold of some of that poison. It's very potent. She licks her lips and looks at her finger. It's tasteless too.
Wait, isn't she tied up?
Oh, did you tie her up?
I thought she was still tied up.
Yeah. Same result, except she just lips her lips then.
Okay.
So.
We should probably tie her up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're going to sleep, Sasha. Don't kill us when we're asleep.
Mm. It wouldn't really benefit me to kill you right now.
See, mutual self-interest. That's what it's
Comforting.
all about. Name of the game. We're taking 5 right now. I imagine you're kind of out of it if you want to just kind of chill,
Yeah, she struggles a bit and then just kicks back into a more comfortable, sitting position, and says, "Don't worry. It would be much to my detriment if I decided to kill the only people who aren't willing to who are willing to at least not kill me on sight."
Much obliged. This is how alliances are made right here. We don't kill each other on sight.
Yes, and you could recognize somebody trying to call upon divine power just briefly, and then she looks dejected again.
Okay.
I'm right back out. I'm out of this. I'm done.
And Tassin, you just feel this weird moment of guilt coming from somewhere, and then it fades. Not from you, just from somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, gross. You curled up with the dog?
Nothing wrong with that. Dogs make good pillows. What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "This is a bit uncomfortable." All right.
A highly intelligent dog is not a pillow.
All right, you get your rests in. Nasha and Glabagol actually converse a lot just to find out what was going on. Just from their conversations, you learn that she basically went to go and she was delivered to Bupudo and then was promptly fed something that knocked her out. So she doesn't know a whole lot aside from what you already know. She does say, though, that there were quite a few more people from the caravan when she was last awake, and they must have been ported off somewhere.
Oh,
She figures that she probably has been out for quite some time and has just been kept under because Bupudo was still working with the cult when she was awake. So that would
I
place
wouldn't worry about Bupudo going forward.
Or the caravan, for that matter. Sadly enough.
All right. Long rest complete. You get all your stuff back. Change spells if you'd like.
I did.
And everyone is full health.
Now, so I went back to the rogue encampment and I talked to Adria, right? And I went ahead and used my 1 per difficulty respec to reset myself. So I'm actually a level 7 warlock now.
Oh, okay.
So Hard shift.
I'd walk up to what's his name? The dog. Which God dang it, which one is the dog?
Bryn.
There he is. Bryn.
Yeah.
Walk up to Bryn. No hard feelings, but I'm an evil warlock now. Sorry.
Well, I figured he woke up with eyeshadow and jetpack hair.
I was, I had to get it. So, anyways, Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast.
Oh, it's okay. It's just a phase, I think. All right. So,
hang on. For our viewers at home, I want to simulate what it's like to level in D&D 5th edition. Okay, so I've raised my HP. Done. All right.
To be fair, there were 3.5 levels just like that too.
Oh no, yeah, they're totally
none of my saves go up. My VAB does not go up.
Yeah, dead levels have always been a
done
problem.
And done.
Yeah,
in many games.
They've tried to at least give something. I know in 5e, but sometimes it is just here's a new ability, here's level up, HP, you're good.
Yeah, I gained 2 new passives and more HP, and that is it.
So passives are pretty good though.
Oh no, I'm with it. It's just that's it.
All right.
There's no leveling to happen here.
Yep.
So you'll be happy to know that during our long rest, I decided to revise my spells.
Really?
You've been hassling me about the fireball.
It's just been a thought, consistently and persistently. It's not my fault.
So you have fireball.
Excellent.
And we also have fly for Glabagul.
Perfect.
However, fly and fireball are both the same level. I have 3 spell slots.
All right, so here's my thinking. I have a ring of spell storing.
Okay.
So we'll get rid of I don't know, Mage Hand, don't need that. Prestidigitation, don't need that. And I guess Comprehend Languages. Keep the other 2. And then just replace them with Fly and Fireball. Or Fly, and then you keep Fireball. Or Fireball, and you keep Fly. Whichever would work best. Now, it's going to take a few days to line that all up, but I think we should swap out a few spells in the ring here.
Not opposed. How would Fly work with that, though?
Well, so to my knowledge, it just you cast the spell in the ring, and that's the spell that will be cast out of the ring once I use it. So I would just then fly.
So it would just last for the hour?
It lasts it's like the normal spell. It's like you cast it.
Yeah.
Right, but if I'm not maintaining concentration on it, how long would it last?
Oh,
would it be Mark's concentration?
Mark would be concentrating on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is wisdom check, right?
Well, you basically make a Constitution check, Constitution save if you take damage or something happens, and it's 10 minimum or half the damage, whichever is higher.
I've got a decent con. I can do that. We don't have to. It's just a thought because I've got this ring of spell storing that I have never used.
Yeah, and the spell storing can hold up to 5 levels, so you could put either fly or fireball plus 2 other levels of spells in there.
Oh, no, I didn't even realize it was 5 levels.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, it would probably be one of the spells, and then I'd just keep Identify and one of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Mending, maybe. Look, this is my only equipment, okay? I have my clothing and this ring. Oh, no, that's not true. I've got the glaive, too. I think.
Well, we can discuss that later.
Yeah. My main thought was that, like, if basically if we get to the point where you still have spells left over uncast and we're getting to a long rest, let's do the swap then,
I agree.
That's what I'm thinking.
So for me, it looks like Kelmvor was a little dismayed by our last battle, and so he has seen fit to bestow upon me Death Ward. So any creature I touch is granted a measure of protection from death. The first time a target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage. The target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends. If the spell is still in effect when a target is subjected to an effect that would instantly kill it instantly without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends. So, Mark, before you go charging off into battle, just may want to stop by so I can make it so you don't die instantly.
We'll make like a football maneuver. Let's say,
Yeah.
Get the spore, get the spell, not the spore. Get the spore too. Grab the spore guy in. He's the football.
Right. Yep. Yeah, we'll
Ooh,
call it the
enemy
fastball
kill.
that's
special.
not a bad idea.
What? Toss the spore around.
How much does the spore weigh?
How much
Says
does the
Simon
spore
Phoenix.
weigh?
Just, asking for a friend.
So
Right.
I grab stool and I'm like, stay there for a sec,
Let's
Liam.
see.
And I just kind of go
Relatively light.
Go back, go long, Liam.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll roll. What's the dex? This is basically an
This is sprout.
improvised ranged weapon.
I don't think my cleverness would work.
This is brilliant.
Very light, actually.
I'm just saying. What I need to roll?
It says roughly 15 to 20 pounds.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's too heavy.
You were gonna
So,
make
like, I mean,
him.
it's
You're
still
gonna
like a
mage hand him,
small
yeah.
creature, so it's not like,
I
fit
could
in your
mage hand.
hand, but
I can still toss him, but at that point, that's more of an emergency thing, not a regular thing. I put stool down. Sorry, stool.
oh.
I was going to share your spores. But we do not wish to join in the great convalescence of, I can't remember her name.
Zug.
I can't remember how I pronounced it either. I looked it up.
Mage hand can only carry up to 10 pounds.
Ah,
Mage hand
All right,
needs
And
to work
catapult
out.
can only throw 5.
it's even worse.
And they're not that small.
We need Bigby's grasping hand. That's what we need, the big one.
Oh, yeah, that could do it.
Because that's like 90 pounds or something, isn't it?
Oh, nice.
Splat them against the wall.
Bit extreme.
All right, whatever. So, battle plan. Are we going back to town to? And I'm going to pause in character because there's so many options here. It's like we can oust the dwarf whose name I don't remember, but we just got the letters about him, right? Because he's the one who's sold them out. We could go to the dragon with the egg. Did we find the egg?
There's no egg here except for just
No.
being mentioned. Apparently, there's another enclave of the cult somewhere.
Okay, so we can find another enclave. Apparently, is the other. So we can go back and oust the dude. We can find the other enclave and look for the egg, and then go to the dragon. We could. Oh, sorry.
Has the egg been corrupted?
You have no idea.
They were going to.
Exactly. They were going
Yeah.
to.
Did they though? Yeah.
Dude. Okay, maybe we should. Is there anything to indicate where the other enclave would be? Anything at all? Map?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's not a map, but just from contextual clues, you can pretty easily figure out where it is in these tunnels, and you figure it is. Remember that fungi gate that you never went through?
Yeah.
Past that.
I mean, that's my vote.
Can we get back there without going through
The insects.
everything that we went
Yeah,
through?
Or that, yeah,
centipede
really
hell.
everything. Yeah.
Or the spider
Yes.
hell, or
Yes.
okay.
Then I am not opposed to this idea.
We doing it?
Asher says, "Are you going to untie me?"
You're kidding, right? You're okay. So let's see. First, you could strangle us in our sleep. Second, you could sacrifice us in our sleep. Third, you could kill us in our sleep. Fourth, you could leave us in our sleep. I feel like I missed one.
Or I could also just be killed while tied up. That seems very noble of you.
Listen, you haven't been killed yet. In our.
I'm not talking about
presence.
you. I'm talking about someone else.
But
Perhaps if you need me in a fight, I'll be useless.
oh my god, guys,
Besides, the cube can watch me.
Glabigal, how fast can you move?
Oh. Pretty
Just-
fast
just-
compared to the Myconids.
Just demonstrate right here. Just
15 feet per round.
I was gonna say, go ahead and sprint to that wall.
Yeah.
Sprint anytime you want to start sprinting.
Oh, okay. He goes 30 feet around.
Whoa.
No, he's half as slow as.
I'm going.
or half as fast.
I'm back walking in front of him. Like, come on, burn those pounds. Come on, let's go.
You don't have to make me feel bad.
I'm just,
I can't improve my cardio, but you can.
I cast fly. Oh, shit.
Oh god! And
Much
I'm
faster.
dead. I'm gone. There's nothing but bones. All right. Let's take it to a vote. Should we untie the evil drow or not?
Why would
Wow.
we?
Well,
I mean,
it
she
seems
would-
like you had a bit of a problem dealing with the cult before. I mean, perhaps. Look, I am no friend of the cult of Demon Gorgon either. Obviously.
Hang on, let me roll sense motive on that sucker.
Yes, but that said, you're also no friend of any of the Drow
well.
clans in Gracklestug anyway.
No. Believe me, if I thought I could find sanctuary in the Drow, I would have tried to return to them immediately.
21 insight.
21. I mean, you can tell that she really harbors. You don't think that she harbors any love for the cult of Demogorgon. I mean, she does not seem to particularly enjoy them. You don't really sense any deception, more just general frustration.
I can't imagine why. She's only been a prisoner for the last
Yeah.
month in lore at this point.
Yeah.
Of a I can't, Illithid.
One enemy or another.
and then us, and then
She
us
says,
again.
Look, during the time up to the walk here, my head is cleared a little bit. Okay, here's my options. I go back to the Drow, and I'm enslaved or killed.
Good option. Good option. We'll yeah.
I try to strike on my own, and I'm useless without the powers of Loth, who has, for some strange reason, forsaken me. I try to go anywhere else, and they say, "Oh, a Drow, let's kill her."
That's true. I've seen that a lot down here. Taston,
But on the other
can I have
hand,
a moment?
Drow gonna Drow.
Taston, do you mind?
Yeah.
And I'm going to pull Taston over to the side because I don't want anyone hearing any of this. So, converting her to Kelemvor, what are you thinking? Long term.
Well, I don't have that spell slot high enough for Wish, but
I'm just saying. No, hear me out. Hear me
I mean, I
out.
can put it on the
I think it's
list, but
possible.
Because Drow are super like pragmatic, right?
also I can already hear Kelemvor laughing.
No, Kelemvor. Listen,
So
hear me out,
I haven't
buddy.
even
Hear me
asked
out.
yet, and it's like, nah, dog.
Kelemvor would go for it. It'd just be a hard sell. He's a little more neutral than a lot of the other deities, to be honest.
He is. Yeah, that's actually the only. I mean, Bahamut would be no.
Yeah, like Kelemvor would give a chance for sure.
I'm
Yeah,
just
but he
saying,
would trust it like Cyric, though.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like I said, it's probably could be a hard sell, but you know,
just an option, something to think about because
Oh.
she has no spells and no nothing, and so she would be more inclined to even think about it. I don't know if she would mean it. That would be Kelemvor's job to suss that out. Oh yeah, Illustray actually would not be a bad idea. I don't. Do I know who that is? Hang on. I'm gonna roll history.
check.
on this.
sure.
Please roll something to know who Illustrate is because I've never even heard of that.
This player does not know who Illustrate is.
Illustrate is the good.
I don't either,
drow
but I just
deity.
rolled a natural
That's the
20,
easy
so-
answer.
Oh, okay. Well, Laura,
That's
would you like to
24.
explain it and pretend it's coming out of Taston's mouth?
Hang on, let me get taller and wiser and late mailing. There we go. And I've got this sword. I need to kill this dwarf.
Just unendingly.
So
Actually, you guys are about the same height.
I'm a dwarf though.
No, I mean you
No,
too.
in real life.
Oh yeah. Look, I know it's easy to forget that I'm a dwarf because I'm not. Hey, I actually don't remember who the domains is. I'm looking at that up really quick.
It's like
In fifth
music and
edition.
art and stuff.
Blah 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 blah. There we go.
Enlightenment.
Light,
Oh.
nature, and life. She is specifically, so I knew this. This is the big thing. Drow who are not a part of Drow society, Drow who are exiles, or Drow who have nowhere else to go. That's Illustrate. And that's why that's a great idea, by the way, from Falkenstein. There's a whole bunch of history about her I'm not going to bore you with right now, but the long and the short of it is, while she is a lesser deity, she is definitely a alternative for anybody who wants to be a Drow and a cleric and not follow Lolth or Shar or whoever else.
So is she a minor deity in like the Elven pantheon?
Yeah.
Overall, okay.
The Seldarine or the Dark Seldarine, whatever they call themselves nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah. Not not the most major deity, but not unknown at all either.
What's funny is I pulled up the thing to check her domains. There are 5 separate pronunciations for her name here.
How do you spell it?
Eilistraee.
Jeez.
I've been saying Illustrate
Every
since,
vowel you can
second
throw
edition,
at this.
So it is actually apparently one of the valid pronunciations. There's also Illustrae, what?
Illustrate. It's pronounced illustrate.
Illustrae is apparently another one.
And they're all correct depending on who you talk to.
Anyways, that's my thought. That's what, and you're the cleric, so that's not really my thing. And I don't even know who that is because I rolled a 2. So,
Okay.
Illustration needed.
Yes.
No
That's
citation.
the one.
It's no citation. Illustration.
Yeah.
Here's what she's been doing in 5th edition. Aha, she is in 5th edition still.
Dawnbringer just chimes in and says, yes, you should convert her to the light. I don't know who this...
This is what you were talking about. So in 5th edition specifically, she also gained freedom, beauty, dance, song, moonlight, sword work, and hunting as domains. I didn't even know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thought.
We can give it a try.
Of course, in character, what actually happens is you say all that, and I'm like, oh.
I'm not part of this conversation, so.
No, I mean, haven't you heard the lesser Elven?
Ilarastrani?
Yeah. Look.
Illustrial?
It's close enough.
Okay. Whatever. Bahamut, yo.
You get a mental message from Dawnbringer. Marcus says, don't feel bad. I've never heard of her either.
Wow. The ages ancient sword has no recollection. Okay. That's a good sign.
No. Sword, not a scholar.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Fair.
The pen is not mighty good than the sword. Okay.
So yeah, we can give it a try. You know, I'm
It's just a thought.
give it a shot and
It would also mean we would have another cleric down here if we want to get really pragmatic about this, because then we can also untie her and have someone who's, not going to kill us, or at the very least is less likely to kill us than everyone else we've encountered so far.
So aside from knowledge and religion, how would I go about? Because I'm assuming it would have to be
roll plus proselytize.
Well, I mean, right, exactly. That's kind of what I'm leaning to. Is like, I know it's not like instantaneous. Like, hey, you should try this deity over here because Lolth has forsaken you. But
I rolled a 38, and they're just like, done.
Where do I sign?
Roll persuasion.
Yeah. Do you have a moment to talk about your Elven Lord and Savior? No, it's just I don't want to like go down that path.
Yeah.
But like, how would you broach the subject of like, hey, you may not be down with my deity, but have you tried this other option over here, which is Elven sauce?
Well, I think that would be at least at the very start some sort of charisma check, and from your temple, this is a gradual process. Perfect. Yeah, there's dedicated people for this kind of stuff.
And I am not the one with a charisma +1.
Listen, no, I mean,
I mean, I could introduce the idea, and like not even mentioning Ilara.
Just like you and me conversing about our gods.
Yeah, and have you, and you'll be like, have you heard of whatever her name is? And I'll be like, oh no, what's she? Well, she's for rogue and exiled drown. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. And just kind of mention it in her presence, get the idea in her brain.
Yeah,
just Taston from seeing this stuff in the temple before, like this is not going to be an easy or even a for sure process.
Okay.
Wait, I've got it.
Yeah, no, I figured that was like going to be
I should make
uphill, like a vertical climb.
I was going to make a Crusades joke for anybody wondering. It involves a sword. Anyways, moving on. So we're not untying her right now, is what I'm hearing. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking that I was thinking that we're leaning towards we are as a potential sign of good faith.
That's actually not a bad idea. I'll do it.
One of those things where we kind of like don't fully trust her, but over time and see how this goes. Like you're on probation, so help me, Cuillin. If you turn on us, we're going to end you, or we're just going to let Globagoo hug you.
Have you ever had Globagoo hugs? Because they're not as cool as they sound.
Yeah, it's not as friendly as you were thinking.
Yeah, Taston, actually, go ahead and make me an intelligence religion check. This is just kind of recalling on, conversion doctrine.
Sorry, I got distracted by something Guido posted.
Coming together.
Is this what happened in Discord?
Oh God, what did he?
Yeah,
Discord.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I mean, it worked. Yeah.
Sorry, what was I rolling again?
Intelligence religion.
Okay.
Yeah, but nobody's heard of Veyround.
17.
17. Okay. So, I mean, this is stuff like at the temples and stuff that they do and still like basic knowledge of, right? At the very, very least. You roll a 17, so you actually have some pretty good knowledge about this sort of stuff. That there is in conversions, there's generally a few vital components, right? That spreads prophetizing over, a various period of time. Seeing as how it's a draw from both, you're like, I never really prepared me specifically for this. But the closest thing you can, look at is like, okay, like if I was like to, let's say for instance, I mean, they teach you about Bay Knights a lot, which is like super bad type of clerics that somehow they still exist as temples in certain cities officially. Like if I was to try and convert someone from there, how would I approach this? So you kind of go through that in your head. And one thing that you also do know, which is a spell which does help with these types of things, is a cleric spell called Ceremony. And what this does is this is actually a special like religious ceremony, literally infused with magic. And you got to get like, some powdered silver, which is used in the spell. But one of the things you can do is you can use it to do a dedication. And this is obviously not something you just want to like try and force on someone. And as a matter of fact, it doesn't really work if you force it on someone. But this is like the ending, really we dedicate somebody to your deity by doing this officially.
Okay.
And this is something you would have been through as well. Right.
It's like the culmination of like your training process as a cleric.
Right. An elf, like a priest would, cast this over the course of an hour. Use powdered silver, and during this time you would be dedicated to the god service. In addition, it also has some benefits like for the next day, but this is like the official thing. This also has some other effects you can do, like you can use this to do funeral rites or marry someone or atone for someone if they've strayed down the wrong path. You don't think the atonement's probably the right solution for Asha, because she's not really straying down the path, you're just trying to divert it. That would be more like if you have like magic that like changes someone's alignment, you would use this to change it back. It's difficult, but you could do it.
Wait. I've got my ring, which has prestidigitation in it, right? So what I'm going to do is, like, when she's sitting next, I'm just going to make the symbol of Illustre kind of show up in her food. Every time. Liam,
what is this on my toast?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. She doesn't seem to notice.
Look! What is that on your toes?
But Tess, you know that's what you're working towards, right?
Okay.
Something like that. So you would need to have that prepared to do an official dedication. In the meantime, it's all a matter of persuasion and works and please, Kelmvor, please help me do this. Which seems how he's a little occupied right now. Who knows what's going to happen?
No, by the end of this, she's going to convert me to Lolth.
Oh, that'd be great.
Her charisma's higher.
Your sword will love that.
Oh yeah.
If you're that's a good like canary test. If your hand starts burning, then you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's not working.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's that. So are you actually officially untying her?
Yeah, I untied her.
Okay.
He was saying the whole speech of, thin rope, but we're allies for right now.
Yep.
I'm like, here you go.
Finally, and then kills everybody. No.
I knew it.
She.
Damn your inevitable
She
betrayal.
stretches like, oh, my limbs have not moved from that one position for a while.
I know what you mean. Here, I'll give you a massage.
No.
Then it gets awkward.
You're a dwarf. Like, you're not massaging my shoulders. What are you doing?
What? I can get up there. I'm a monk. I'm dexterous. Okay.
This is true.
I will crouch on your shoulders while massaging your shoulders.
She falls down. No, but she does say, I don't suppose it'd be too much to ask for some sort of weapon. Must I rely on my fists?
So you can take this
Ask
as a
the
joke
monk.
answer, but I'm going to wander over, grab a plank of one of the crates I smashed, just hand it to her.
Yeah. Have at it.
Because it's better than nothing. And she kind of like breaks it
I
off.
just hold up my staff and shrug.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wish.
I got nothing,
Although you do see she looks around and she does grab like one of the cultist symbols and like kind of breaks it so it's no longer like an actual cult symbol and starts to like carve the symbol of Loth into it, kind of like as an impromptu holy symbol.
I cast prestidigitation to change it into illustrate symbol.
This isn't working.
Looks up at you like, really?
Oh, she recognized it.
No, she actually looks at it. She's like, what's this?
No, the problem is I don't know the symbol, so I can't actually do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, really,
I rolled a 2. I'm like, who? Elastrodon? I don't know who this person is.
It's like a stick figure with a thumbs up.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's the Fallout dude who's like,
yeah, exactly.
It's illustrate. Just well, so where to? And Bren says, well, as much as I hate to agree with her, really, where to?
the other camp. Let's wreck them.
Okay.
We get that egg back and kill some more death cultists.
If we get out of the Phasers down here real quick, I'll send a message off to my master to sending just to see what's going on and to inform him what's been happening. So if I go silent for a few minutes, that's what's going on. All right. So the troop continues downwards.
Dun dun dun.
Things
This
happen.
is when you do the explosion sound effect.
And you travel down
as we walk away from the explosion.
Yep. Down the place to the right, going through the caverns. After a few minutes, Bren looks up. You can hear him talking in Draconic a few times, just to thin air. You recognize, it's a sending spell. And he reports back and says, well, wasn't a whole lot that I learned. Can't learn a whole lot in just a few sentences, but I will tell you this, my master was overjoyed when I told him that we had disrupted a demonic cult. But apparently things are not very well on the surface. I couldn't get much further details, but I did say if we are ever in a place where we can be contacted via dream, we should await to do so.
Okay.
He says, I think that means probably not within the Phasers. This seems to disrupt divination magic a bit.
So all we have to do is get to the surface.
All right.
Yeah.
So you travel for a few more minutes. You come to a familiar-looking gate, which you go through. You pass beside the pit where you fought that other Darrow and found that ring. Which, by the way, who does have that ring, the stone skin ring?
Currently, I still do.
Okay. And then you go down and you see the mushroomed gate. It is currently closed. And yeah, just covered all in fungi. It looks like it's a little bit encrusted over. So perhaps somebody hasn't gone through there in quite some time, or the fungi is just very quickly growing, probably the latter. Looks like you'll either have to break the fungi or just force it open to get through there, but that is what it is.
As a question, could I just I-beam through it?
Oh, I'm sure you could.
I beam through it.
Okay.
Burning fungus.
Yep. So you do a quick I-beam, it cuts, a rectangle out. And yeah, I mean, that does it.
I gotta do the Cyclops thing. There we go.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, I see you've been gaining more demonic power." I've seen that smile before.
Listen, all I'm saying is that you don't knock it till you try it, all right?
Oh, I tried it. Don't worry. You saw me try it.
Okay, don't knock it until you suck less at it. No, I don't actually say that.
Wow.
I'm trying to get on our good side, not
Sick
that.
burn.
Excuse me, I successfully summoned the demon.
That's true. You did. We could do that
Fair.
too, but I'm not hungry.
Humble brag. Okay.
But no, none of that happens.
Flex.
None
Yeah,
of that happens.
You don't know anything about evil.
Okay.
No, you get a feeling if you argue with her, she'd probably try and stab you. But,
Yeah, no, let's not. Let's not.
Okay, so the doors
Great job keeping it calm.
doors free.
Kentucky Fried Demon.
Oh.
I do got the beams, and he's got fireball now wherever he is.
Oh, 11 herbs and spices, let me tell you.
Yeah. So so Taston, you coat, like you run up and coat the enemy
Right.
in the things, and I'll go, and then soup's on.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do, I'm sorry, Third, I'm derailing us.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, he's got
Okay, so
Guido's got the extra crispy, so yeah.
so Taston covers them in spices.
Mm-hmm.
We put the ring on him and give him the stone skin, and then cook him in the stone skin.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So it's like burying the entire pig.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice. That's a good
Like
plan.
it. Yeah. I'm with it. Let's do it.
You're licking evil.
I can even tenderize.
Oh god.
We've had this whole conversation in lore.
That's
Everyone else
even
present
worse.
is just
Okay.
like what?
So okay. In that case, I am going to give the stone skin ring to Mark.
okay. What does this thing? I'm sorry. What does this thing do exactly?
So once per day, it will grant you stone skin for 1 hour, which basically gives you resistance to non-magical damage. Puncture.
I can look up specifics on this.
Okay.
I got
It's
once per
the
day,
three
stone
different
skin.
types of damage.
1
So
hour.
Yeah.
Puncture, slash, and bludgeon.
If you encounter something that's non-magical, that's not one of those three, I will let you know, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so this door opens up to another long cavern. You do see this one seems to be pretty well kept. When I say kept, I mean there's not like rocks and stuff everywhere. Someone has purposely made pathways through this, made it easy for people to get to and from. As a matter of fact, on the other side of this door, you would expect some fungi to be spilling out. It's not. It's completely clean. So somebody's been cleaning up the other end and perhaps just maintaining the illusion that this door has been unused. So you go about 50 more feet until you start hearing some stuff around the corner of the tunnel. It sounds like, and Mark, you'd be intimately familiar with this, stone being carved, being worked. You hear some, occasionally some language in Undercommon, very vague. Can't really make out exactly what the words are, but it's coming from around the corner. It's probably 60 or so feet around there. It's just the sound is carrying. That's what you hear.
I will mention this to my comrades, obviously. Wait, hang on. I grab the spore, start tossing around like a pigskin. Okay, now I'll mention it.
Now, this is down the passage, or this is like around a corner?
I mean, both. The
Both, okay.
tunnel goes and just like curves around to the right, just dog legs to the right, and you can hear it from around the corner. You don't think it's immediately around the corner. It's just carrying down the tunnel.
I mean, I could stealth scout. In fact, I'm just going to go and stealth.
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just roll it up.
Then just come back.
Okay, so that's not a great roll. That's going to be, I think, a 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah, double checking. Stealth. It is actually. Oh no, that's going to be a 16.
16. All right.
I can see glasses on.
Important for scouting. There's. Ugh.
There's
One last person to
700
check 'em.
demons over there.
That's
Well, that
gonna
would be
take a
great,
minute.
wouldn't it?
I just start salivating. I come back.
You got something on your shirt.
Get the fire ready.
Oh, this is so unfortunate. These people are Darrow.
Oh jeez. Okay.
5 wisdom. So you go a little ways, go around the corner, making your way around. And
I see. Well, it's moving. Oh God, the earth is moving.
That would be nightmare fuel.
It really was.
Just like, oh no!
I'm reminded of that carnival ride. The
Oh god, the Gravitron.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, forget
I get in there
that.
and it's just. I think I've lost it. I just go ahead and sword me. I'm done.
Yeah, just gonna paint the walls.
Okay, so
you come around the corner and you see there's actually 2 ways to go here. There's a way down here around this area, and this looks like it leads off into sleeping areas, right? And that seems like an entire
down there.
Yeah, that seems like an entire network, but it's also much smaller tunnels. Like it's only wide enough for a single person to fit down through there. The main area of activity seems to be this area right here. So what you can see here in this chamber is it is very well lit in here. So you don't even need dark vision. They seem to be purposely keeping this place well lit with various lanterns and lamps. There is, wait for it, the glow phasers around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round 6. Let's do this.
Yeah. And there is also light coming from shafts in the ceiling, and it looks like almost like natural white light. There are some constructed but crudely formed ramps, as you can see around here, which lead up to an obelisk. This one is made of that smooth black metal. You've seen one almost identical to this one back in Blingenstone.
Oh, I'm not there. I was gonna say.
Yeah, this one has a few imperfections. It looks like places have been chipped away on it. And you can see somebody, a Darrow, as a matter of fact, over there just with a pickaxe, just hammering away at this thing. Does not seem to be working super well, but it seems to at least be gradually working. And he seems to just be collecting little chips in this basket below him. There is a female Darrow who is dressed very similarly to that warlock. Although you don't see any like spell casting wooginess or anything on that. Just seems to be in a similar dress, who is currently massaging the obelisk with a dreamy look in her eyes. There are roughly in this area, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 10-ish Darrow. 6 of them seem to just be workers who are doing various tasks around here, helping to keep the ramps up, trying to chip away at the obelisk. So they just have like pickaxes and work clothes on there. There seem to be 2 like overseer types. When I say overseers, they're not much more than just pickaxe people with extra authority to not work. So put you over here. You know what? I'm just going to flip them out. It keeps the same orientation. Well, that's convenient. I'll label them later. Where's my other one? I had another one over here. There you are. So that's the one that's massaging the obelisk. There does also seem to be someone who is whispering in that female Darrow's ear. This one is also dressed similarly to her, although definitely not a spellcaster of any sort. You see some very nasty looking daggers on his side, which seem to be flecked with bits of that black obelisk material. And they just seem to be chipping away at this. Go ahead and make me a wisdom perception check though, while you're looking around here.
Everybody?
Just
Only
Mark.
one there.
Just
I think just Mark is that there.
That's why I asked.
Shoot, that's just going to be a 20.
20? Oh, that's pretty good. All right. So you do notice something that is naturally camouflaged in the rock here. And it was very hard to spot at first because it's got natural camouflage, like I said. But up here on this ledge, there is unmistakably a rocky type of egg that is just sitting there. And you would have missed it if your eyes weren't so sharp. But yeah, it's sitting there tucked into the side there.
Okay.
You do also see more crates around here that have that similar ore that you encountered in the other room. Although there's 8 of them in here, it's much more in here. 2 of them have been pried open, and there's a few nuggets just scattered along the floor. You see over here by the obelisk, it looks like they were trying to add some of it to the obelisk, and they're not really having much luck, although their methods are pretty crude.
Yeah.
But yeah, this place is just steaming with demonic corruption in here. And unfortunately,
Does it taste like Demogorgon?
It's the Demogorgon type.
Nauseous, nauseating. All right,
Mhm.
so I'm
Gamey.
gonna sneak back
Mhm.
to the rest of the party. I'm like, all right, there's tons of Phaserists, there's tons of Demogorgon garbage. The egg's there. There's at least 10 of them, and at least 2 of them are actually real. I think we can take them, especially if
by
we,
real.
as in, there's one who's clearly a caster of some kind.
Oh.
And there's one who's clearly like some kind of a melee combatant. I think this would be a good time to execute Operation Flying Globagool, but that's just an opinion of mine. I'm just saying, a Flying Globagool rushing up could make pretty much, if we could get him around the corner before combat starts and get the fly on him, he could be up there and engulfing something relatively quickly.
Everyone make a morale check.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
If only these
Is that
dudes
a
were
saving
halfway
throw?
insane. It is actually. It's a wisdom save.
Now the downside, of course, is we're bathed in Phaserist right now, so you would have to cast Fly while we're bathed in Phaserist.
Could possibly go wrong.
Not
And-
necessarily, actually.
Well, down this hallway, it'd be fine if you did it. It's just once you get into this room.
Yeah.
That's
You-
fair. That's fair.
Just
Oh, so
go
you
down the hall.
precast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's okay. So As I mentioned this because you probably don't want to be casting, for example, Fireball in there, even though otherwise it would be a great
Or
option.
do you?
I do.
I mean, because there are, and I'm going to tell Liam this in character without thinking about it. Yeah, there's like 5 of them grouped together really close.
Just FYI.
Just something I'm mentioning.
His eyes roll up in the back of his head. He's like, yes.
Finally.
You don't say.
So, go on.
I really like this idea of go down the hall, cast fly on Glabagool. So that's, preloaded.
Yeah, I like it. With it.
And along the same lines, I'll preemptively
It casts Spare the Dying on me.
Well,
because
it'll be
I'm
Death
gonna
Ward, but
lunge.
yes. Yeah. Yeah, since you're rushing and you're melee, I'll cast a Death Ward on you.
I'm going to be rushing up there, and there's going to be a fireball going over my head. And he's going to get the random effect that triples the spell, so there's going to be 3 of them.
Just the most amazing explosion.
The pillar's gone, the obelisk.
Yeah.
It's just destroyed.
Yeah, so you've got this tied to you for 8 hours. So
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm assuming this encounter's not going to... Well, who knows? Who knows?
It's given our luck.
It's just a drawn-out battle.
Could go either way.
Yep.
That's true. Uh-oh.
All right,
Somebody.
so
Oh, yeah, but let's go.
Gwyddy, yeah.
Yeah, people have been popping up periodically, I've noticed.
They're... Tabletop's having some server issues.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
No, you're here, but not in the
no, I'm
Steam
not.
game.
It again, tabletop's been having issues.
It's the second time it's disconnected on me, so
Yeah.
Yep.
give me a minute. I mean, continue playing. It's just
All right, so let's do it.
so. Let me go ahead and mark off my flies. I had a pencil there.
Glabagool can now fly.
Right.
At what's the speed?
I think it's 100 feet.
I don't think it's that fast. It's pretty fast.
That's
Moving.
insanity.
It's 60 feet.
It's 60.
That's still
That's
really
still-
good.
yeah, no,
that is
I'd-
insane. In fact, hang on. 5, 10,
Da, 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 da.
yeah, that in 2 rounds he could get from out of combat entirely to the middle of the Darrow leader there and just
Yeah, I could picture that, like Liam doing his best Captain America impression. Glabagool, hug.
yes. A tiny fist protrudes from Glabagool as he's flying through the air. Oh my gosh! All right, where am I? I'll be up top. Oh, that's not my health anymore.
Yeah, so this is basically where you're at before you come into like visible sight range of these things. Which I have no idea why they decided to just completely foobar this area of the map, but
Yeah, I was
that's what
gonna
they chose
ask.
to.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like as upfront as I can get without being seen.
Mhm.
It's probably like theirs. Actually, no, that's not true. I'll be over here on this end.
So, if I understood correctly, basically right where Taston is, that is another like passageway.
Yeah, as Mark didn't go down it, but as far as you could tell, it looked like living quarters, but it spider webs down to other various nooks and crannies.
So why don't we have? Hey, Brian, why don't you guard this so that we don't get anyone creeping up on us?
Good idea.
If that's what you want me to do.
Asha, you too.
Good. If everyone comes, I'll club them with my plank of wood.
Look, I'm just saying we're going up there
Actually-
against like 10 dudes. So
To that, I turn around and this entire time since I've gotten Dawnbringer, I've had a longsword
Mhm.
that I haven't been using, so I'll go ahead and pass her that longsword.
oh, I didn't even know you had that. Honestly,
No, it's I've been like laying waste with Dawnbringer. It's like, well, this is clearly better than what I was using.
Yeah,
I said, good choice. And she hefts it around a little bit. Is she proficient in this?
it's a good question
Oh,
because she's not a war cleric.
It's like I handed her a claymore,
Here, use this.
not
Yeah,
a
she-
rapier or
she
yeah.
holds it a bit awkwardly.
I mean, it's better than
worse.
But
wanna go
it's
back to
not
the
the
plank?
worst.
Okay.
Just
What
no,
are you
this is-
proficient at? No, it's
She
At least it's pointy.
Oh yeah, she actually flips it around and then she says, and she does this very good flourish with it. And she says, just had to get used to the weight.
Fair enough.
I roll to sense mode. No,
You can make an insight check for sure.
no. She's gonna kill us all. I get it. She's actually
Don't
the
you
final
worry.
boss. She's Lolth.
She's the final. Oh no!
Actually, Lolth.
She's an avatar.
She's
makes-
actually Lolth,
No,
just hanging out down here.
She
like,
makes way too much sense to be Lolth.
That's, I mean, that's the brilliance of it, though. All right, so
Diabolical.
You never can tell.
Liam, where are you going to be for the initial here?
Um,
I'm thinking these need to be back here too. Stay back there, guys.
personally, I think leading with the fireball is not a bad idea.
I don't disagree. Fireball and then a flying Glavagul sounds like the Alpha Strike here.
Aye.
What's the range in Fireball?
100 and some, I think.
Oh, it's 100.
Oh, fudge. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even think you need to sneak close in order to even use that.
Yeah, that's like 60-ish.
150 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
Okay,
do.
yeah. You can literally just like walk around the corner and be like, Psh.
It's about 70 feet from me to the obelisk, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah. Okay. So basically, if you want to start like close, you're going to have to sneak up, but
Oh, yeah, I'll do another sneak roll. There's pretty much.
Yeah, for Fireball,
I'm
you can just
fine.
step around the corner, not a problem.
How far back does the Phaserus go?
Good question.
Hmm.
You're breathing it in right now.
Oh, it's musty.
All right.
Yeah.
We're just going to say it starts as I randomly roll this. That's that. Oh, okay. We'll just split the difference then. It starts right there,
Oh, wow.
just to make it easy.
Perfect.
That's unfortunate. Well, it's fortunate, but it's no fun.
You break.
So how sneaky do we want to be?
Well, I'm going to close to about 60 feet after things step out, and then I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on the nearest guy, which will be him, I'm assuming. So I'll wait in reserve by falling over. I'll wait a reserve. I'm assuming Glogagul is going first for distraction, and then
Nope.
following up with
I was going to say fireball first, right?
Yeah, fireball,
Fireball
then
first.
Glavagul.
Glogagul.
So
Okay.
Glavagul have like the prepped action, so he goes next, basically.
Okay.
And that'll be our surprise action. Is
I'm
and I'll probably get a sprint in there too as part of the surprise round.
Okay.
basically I'm
And then I'll
assuming
have to wait for initiative for mine.
I'm assuming fireball, Glavagul, Mark running, roll initiative.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yep.
what I'm thinking.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I got an
Well-
18 stealth, by the way, to get this close. Third.
Okay. Yeah. No. not
If
a
I can get
problem.
any closer, I will, but I don't want to push it.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you're basically walking into the open room. So.
That's,
You
that's
just
what I think.
right next to him,
Yeah.
just like, hey, buddy.
All right. Just so we can get this record down, let's go ahead and do initiatives, and then we can start off the shindig.
All right, I should probably actually roll initiative.
Liam.
I got a 6.
All right. Perfect.
Good thing I'm going first.
I got a 3.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy. I got a 9.
Oh.
So we are 3, 6, and 9.
So I rolled a 3. And I have a
rolled
plus 3.
6. And I have a
Yeah, I
plus
rolled a
3.
2 and I have a +1.
All right. Glabagul, with your amazing dex.
Oh, yeah,
He's gonna go faster than any of us.
What's
He
wrong?
does. I rolled a 17. I got a
Oh
13.
my god!
Ron rolls a 14.
Okay.
Oh. What do you
Oh,
like in
'cause
here,
I'm
card?
dex.
Yes, that's my strategy here.
Do you want the Myconids to participate?
No,
Okay. So they will
I mean, can they do anything?
eventually.
So, anyways, yeah, no is the answer to this question.
Okay.
We want them to get the experience, so they're in combat.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how that works, right?
Sure. I mean,
Otherwise, they're just-
their main opponent is age right now, not experience.
Got it.
Yeah, right now they're kind of difficult terrain, and that's about it.
Yeah. Brian actually gets a pretty high roll. But he's going to be guarding.
How long do the spores last after we get the telekinesis thing, or the telepathic thing? Excuse me,
Dude. When did we get telekinesis?
No.
They last an hour.
So here's my thinking: we should probably go ahead and at least have one of us and one of them telepathic up, so we can have an immediate warning in case something happens in our back line.
Okay, well, since I rolled the worst initiative, I'll go ahead and jump
Okay.
on that grenade.
So yeah, I mean, I assume this is part of the prep phase, so you're still.
Oh no, you didn't roll the worst initiative.
Who the heck did a 3?
Who rolled a natural 1?
Asha did.
Of course,
Perfect.
Asha. We're trying to help you out here. Listen, if you were with Illustrate, I'm just saying.
She'll answer you in a few days.
Yeah.
Will.
Someday.
One time, real quick. One time I was playing, I was playtesting a friend of mine's attempt to make a D&D version of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was going through the absolutely laborious, setting up stats for each of the Pokemon. This is just the original 150 at this point, but still 150 creatures, right? And the Slowpoke's big thing was its initiative was -20.
Oof.
Wow.
Just pretty much, no, you go last. That's it.
I mean, that's a decent way of doing that. So, okay, so the players are set. Fly is cast, and we leave
the
it to
fireball goes
the
out.
surprisers to start this off.
Fling it.
All right.
They're just sitting there mining, chipping away at this
Try not
obelisk.
to get the egg in that. I don't know if it's going to hurt the egg, but
Oh, it's nowhere close.
okay. I would have told you where the egg is in the briefing earlier. I just want to be clear about
Here it
that.
is. You see that amulet up here?
Oh, man. Jeez.
All right. So I guess I have to do an attack roll first, don't I?
Fireball?
Don't I?
No, it's a save. Saves all around.
Yeah,
Oh,
they get
okay.
dex saves. And they're really high dex, right?
Actually, they're pretty good with X.
Oh, wow. I
That's
figured the
their-
advisor would be high, but
So basically, I'm centering the fireball on the obelisk.
Okay. All right, so you've got a 20-foot radius.
at a
that's-
glance, that's just going to hit all of them up there. It won't hit the overseer. It won't hit the other island.
Yeah. Unless you want to strategically place it for a particular reason, just to say it's going to hit everybody around the obelisk.
No, I was trying to get as many that are close to the obelisk as possible. So
Yeah, everybody around the obelisk. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
I thought I had more D6s.
Yeah, actually, if you center this just in front of the obelisk, you can snipe this overseer as well because it spreads around corners.
Wow.
Okay, so they're just sitting there working. One of them pulls up this, slightly bigger chunk, as big as its fingernail, and he's like, "Oh, look what I got!" And then this little orange bead just flies past his hand, impacts the side of the obelisk, and there is an uproarious explosion that happens. Is this everybody's first encounter with a fireball?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this huge gust of hot wind as the air, comes rushing into there. And let's do some dexterity saves, such as it is. All right. So they do have one thing going for them. I am a Dero, so I am a little bit resistant to magic. However, when a bomb goes off in their face, it doesn't help as much. Really, the only thing I have going for me is just my racial bonus. Okay. What type of damage, or not what type, how much damage do we have going here?
34.
34. Okay. So I will tell you this. I actually had some Darrow that saved. Does not matter for them. So the miners just, they don't even have time to yell or do anything. They just are burned and fall over as smoking husks. The leader here, this is probably not going to be a big surprise, but she's going to survive. But what is your save DC?
I think it's a 16, but I'm double checking. $15.
15. Okay. All right.
Taco sounds good.
Taco does sound good. Okay. Here's what happens. So these three will survive. The leader, who is rubbing this obelisk, just kind of like looks up when this happens and gets like an entire side of her just burnt. She's not looking too healthy, but manages to survive it. This one down here can like just watches the bead fly over his head and seems to start to recognize a little too late what's going on, and takes a big whiff of it. Not down, but poke him a few times and he'll probably just fall over. This one right here, something happens with him when it explodes. Mark, you recognize a move of evasion like almost instantly as he puts her between him and the explosion and manages to avoid the entire thing through almost like superhuman reflexes.
Wouldn't that be Super Darrow?
Super Darrow reflexes. Yeah, he's the Super D. And with that, we've started off this fight. Now, Glabagul is next up, right, in this thing.
Yeah,
What
'cause he
did
had
you
a prepared
instruct
action
him
for
to
that.
do?
So if you'll forgive me, I told him to go straight for the leaders.
Okay.
And given the circumstances, I'm pretty sure he's going to go straight for that guy.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive he can get really close.
He can. I'm just seeing whether or not he has to dash or he can just move. And
That's fair.
what exactly he would decide to do. So I think...
I was thinking just kind of tackle, you know?
No, he's going to use Engulf.
Okay. Oh, God, he can get both of them.
Ow.
Yeah, so he just flies through,
God, I didn't
and
think about that.
they both must make a dexterity save, as if things weren't already bad enough. So she will do it. She will fail. He will do it.
For the taco cord.
He will succeed. So she gets completely engulfed as she just goes
She's
just
gone.
straight into it.
It's turbo.
Yep. Hugs for everyone.
Such a wonderfully horrific idea. You are wielding. It's like Sis said last week. You are wielding a freaking gelatinous cube.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I'll say this.
That's an improvised weapon.
So he will move out of the way because he made his dexterity save. But she, so Glabagul goes through her, and not much emerges on the other side.
Ooh.
She has died to the acid damage
Oh my God.
that she instantly takes as he just shoots through her.
Oh, that's horrific.
Mhm.
Super messy.
I mean, she literally has an acid bath as he just passes through her.
Just picture that.
So
too.
shades of RoboCop.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the RoboCop guy. Help!
Yeah,
Help!
yeah.
Splash!
Yes.
Oh my
I
God!
was too young when I saw that movie.
Yeah, I was really young when I first saw
Mhm.
that. I didn't watch that movie for years because that was the first scene I saw of that film.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even know for years. Like that's towards the very end. I was
Yeah.
just like, ah. Anyways,
He says, I did it.
good job, Glabagul.
So
Thank you.
happy.
Make sure to get the other dude if you can.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of
He's
which, do I
very-
get my
Um,
round of this Alpha Strike thing?
yes. Yes. Although, let's see, Bren's still guarding it. Do you want Ront to go first, or do you want him to go after you in a surprise?
That's actually a good question. Can he? What's his move?
Well,
got
he
the
can
double
double move and still do something, or he can triple move. So he can reach this.
Yeah,
overseer.
so he can reach that. Let him go first. Get to that
Okay.
Here
He charges in with his weapon and
Shazam.
uses his aggression to just rush at this overseer who is just now realizing he's been fireballed in the face. So please make an attack roll for Ront.
15 on the die.
15 on the die. That is probably going to hit.
I love
Hey,
the
it is
idea that there's just
That
this
is going to hit. Oh, yeah.
and as his like irises, his pupils are recovering from the flash. There's
Oh,
just
yeah.
metal
Orc.
sliding
Oh, yeah.
into his
The
face.
fireball is just, dissolving, and then he just rushes out of the flames.
Mm-hmm.
10 damage.
10 damage. Oh, so close.
Damn.
He looks like he is just a few hit points away from healing over, but it was a good solid hit.
So
And Ront just roars. Next up, Mark.
do I have to roll to jump? I've been trying to look that up.
It depends on what type of jump. What do you mean?
Well, this is a running jump, which I definitely have more than 10 feet of it, blah, blah, blah. And I
Mhm.
leap into the air. It's high jump is actually what it's called right here. And I get 3+ my strength modifier. If I move, blah, 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 blah. I want to jump up is the goal here. I want to get up to Mr. Rogue.
Anime Elite.
Okay.
It's almost a straight line. So I think I've
For the purposes of these ledges, just treat them as difficult terrain if you just want to scramble.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's everything except for my bonus action to do that.
Mhm.
Debate. It's a dex save though.
He seems
I've
to be
been,
very
you know what? I've been
dexterous.
seeing him being dexterous. I'm not going to try and burn his face. I'm just going to punch. It's just
Okay.
a singular swing, but I'm going to go for it. So. Or that doesn't make sense.
Hmm?
Hang on, can I attack 4 times or 3 times right now?
So with action is twice, and normally you use your bonus action to attack once, but if you blow a key, that's 2, so it'd be 4 total if you blow a key.
Okay, that's right. So I can blow a key here to attack twice. That's what I was getting at. Which I'm going to do.
Okay.
So the first is a 20.
Natural?
That's a natural 20.
Well, that definitely hits.
Let me roll damage really quick. It's
is-
just double the dice, right?
That is correct.
So that's a 6 on the dice. So that's 12 plus 15, 16 total.
16 total. Okay.
Punch.
So you hit him for 16, or rather, as you move up to hit him, he makes a defensive gesture, and he reduces that damage by half, as he uses a very monk-like ability to.
It's this guy. I don't like this guy for some reason.
But you still do damage to him for sure.
Second swing that's not a 20, unfortunately. That's going to be a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And then another d6. This is much less, so this is going to be 3 total.
Okay, he takes it.
Pong.
Sure you can.
And I think that's,
I believe that's it.
I mean, unless Taston has an action you could take as part of the Alpha Strike.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean for Mark, but yeah, for Taston, is there anything?
Not for the distance.
I mean,
Okay,
you
can
can
move.
You can spend your surprise
Okay.
round running.
Okay.
Get the
So-
cardio in. Come on.
I move within 60 feet and cast Toll the Dead on this guy.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right.
What does
So
that
it's a
do?
wisdom save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we
this
know
is-
they have high wisdom.
Yeah. Well, this is important because it does more damage if they've already been damaged. So, does a 15 make it? I just rolled stupid high.
Right past it. Oh, it does. Damn,
Oh.
it's above. Yeah, it's above
Send-
13.
Like they say, sometimes it's better to be lucky than actually good at wisdom saves.
Damn it.
All right. So this guy just seems to be avoiding everything. He looks like he's not enjoying this stuff.
He's a problem.
He's like, it's going to catch me sooner or later. Okay. And Asha and Bren are back there guarding the stuff unless you call for them to.
In the distance, you hear an elder worm echoing from where. Yeah.
That's
All right. So to the top of the normal round. Bran will ready in action just in case. And it is actually this guy's turn because he rolled stupid high.
Yeah, because of course it is.
So he flips out that wicked-looking dagger. He looks around and seems to consider his options for a split second as he looks at the charred corpses around him. And you know how you mentioned morale checks? Okay, I'm still all right. All right. So he this is not a good situation. He's going to take a bonus action. And Mark, you may make an attack of opportunity on him.
Which I totally will.
Yeah.
Just one, right?
Just one.
That's not going to hit. That's going to be like a 11.
Yeah, that's correct. You swing after him as he uses his bonus action to dash. Does Glabgul even have a melee attack? He does, actually. Okay.
He is the melee attack.
Glabgul crits.
No. You've played Mario Brothers, right? He's a thwomp.
Oh, yes.
Boom. And he can fly right now, so he really actually could do
Perfect.
that.
Yep.
Glabgul lashes him with a crit pseudopod as he passes by.
Wow.
You are the brute squad.
I know, right?
Apparently.
I got a +4, but it doesn't matter. I just roll a crit. Ugh. 17 acid damage. Oh, shoot, I'm gonna uncanny dodge that one. So he does his defensive maneuver and halves that. It does take his reaction, but still, ow. As he gets just a face full of acid at pseudopod as he goes by, and he barks something to them in Undercommon. He says to them, I'm going to the council, hold them off. And he goes up and grabs the egg.
Oh, we need to kill him in his stupid
interception on the play.
face. Yeah.
Don't say, okay, Google. What are you doing?
That time you did.
That time you did.
That time I did. My bad. I got
all the
myself
viewers
there.
whose phones just turned on, we do apologize.
Yeah, we apologize.
Yeah. So check. Hello, Google. Hello, Amazon. Hello, Echo. All right.
Hey, Siri.
Hey, Siri. Yeah. So amazingly enough, it didn't go off when that all happened. But
yeah.
Anyway, so 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, grab. This thing is actually pretty big, so he is slowed to half movement because he's a small creature.
Oh my god, we need to just blitz him.
Mm-hmm.
He slides down pretty gracefully down the path, and
oh my god, can I even reach him at that?
That's gonna be a problem.
His interaction.
Oh god, I can only reach him and then bonus action him.
And another action to dash.
Oh my god, what is this guy?
I am what is called a rogue.
I can't go that far. Jesus.
Yeah, we'll move over here. So you can tell pretty quickly he just seems to try and be trying to get out of here.
Glabagol, don't let him get away.
Okay. Next up, we have Miss Dead. So I'm just going to remove her.
Miss Dead? What was her name? It doesn't matter anymore.
All right.
It's not appearing in this particular battle.
Her name is Crispy Fried Chicken.
Yeah. Ront's turn.
All right. Ron, could you deal with that guy?
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know about disengaging. He's kind of...
He'd take an attack of op, but he could do it. Because he could use aggression to rush him.
All right, so, turn and bolt, would he have enough? And help me out here.
If he wants to move their
is
full
this
speed,
field of...
if he wants to move their full speed, as opposed to half movement, he could try an acrobatics check.
Okay, so
that's probably what I'm going to
triggers it about here.
Yeah, so he's
okay.
Gonna, if he's
so
gonna
start that
attack
of opportunity,
which is going to hit him.
Okay,
this is just a dude. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? I haven't had an opportunity to go yet. I have no weapon in my hand. Never mind.
Oh, okay then. Yeah,
I haven't even
do the athletics check. right. 14 on the die.
Okay, that's sufficient. He's able to skirt past this at normal speed.
Get him,
Okay.
Ron. I'm gonna roll Bardic Inspiration.
Oh,
Wait, when did we get that skill?
the same time as he rerolled the warlock, apparently.
I'm
Perfect.
a warlock. Actually, a warlock bard would be legit.
It would be
Is that just
pretty
like death metal?
good. Yeah. It's punk rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, with aggression, bonus action, and his normal movement, he can reach there and still take an attack.
Okay.
Roll well. Roll well.
18 on the die.
Oh, that hits.
Roll well on the damage because he's already used his reaction this round.
This
Yeah.
is true.
9.
9. All right.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, no.
That's
Brilliant.
cheating.
Okay, that's never a good
Oh
sign
no,
to hear that,
this
ever.
is something bad's about to happen on the next round.
Yeah. So he has no reaction. So he raises his hand and just the axe digs into it and takes a chunk out of it, and there's blood.
Cool.
But he's still standing. He just seems
Can
to be
you
trying to
reattach the
distribute the
hand?
damage. Mhm. Too bad he's not an undying warlock.
Right?
All right, Glabagool. Oh, okay. Let's go.
Get him, Glavicle. Get his stupid face. I don't know if he can reach.
If he uses his engulf thing again, he can reach.
Do it. So now I hope that egg's gonna live through this.
Yeah, we're gonna see how durable that
I
egg
would
is.
rather lose the egg than lose him, to be honest.
Oh,
That
Action
said, you
commander.
get to explain to the dragon how that
So
all
the
happened.
cultists, they
Yeah, it was the
evil and
most
here, he-
horrible thing.
He still has to make his dexterity save, which, if I'm being honest, he's probably going to make.
oh,
But,
he's totally
okay.
gonna make it.
We'll see.
Now, is the egg gonna make its dexterity save?
If he makes it, the egg makes it.
Obviously,
he does
that's his
make it.
evasion. Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
With flying colors. So he
we're
Yep. So Glabagool moves forward and tries to shred him as well, and he gets only pushed back instead. So that is that. Glabagool says, "I didn't do it."
it's okay. You didn't get the egg. You're still doing good.
Oh, am I not supposed to get the egg?
The egg. We don't want to destroy the egg, but killing him
Well-
is more important than the egg.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So if we could save the egg, that's good.
Mark, it's your turn.
I can barely make it here.
Okay.
I already mathed this out.
all right, fine.
That's gonna be a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Oh, thank God. Okay. And I'm sorry, I am burning a key. Duh.
Okay.
Make sure I track that. There we go. So that's gonna be 3. It's 2 1s I rolled in my damage. I rolled a 6 and 2 1s. Second hit, that's totally gonna hit. That's a 17 on the dice.
Mhm.
And that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage on that one.
Oof, taken.
Punch. That's all I can do.
He is looking worse, but he is skilled enough to distribute the damage around, so he's just not going down. But he's taking blows.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, my other guys finally go. They've just been staying there
This whole
watching.
time they've been like, "What?"
I mean, kind of. That's just been like shock and all. They'd be like,
That's the value of an alpha strike right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, so this guy's got this nasty, like rusty looking short sword that he brings out. He's like, well, okay.
If you throw yourself on it, it'll be quicker.
I wasn't giving any instructions. I'm just going to go and kill people. And he comes up. This dude is obviously not all there. Like you can almost literally see like one pupil is larger than the other.
Oh.
He's got the
Okay.
crazy hair. He's like,
Marty Feldman eyes.
Yeah, stable, Abby normal.
are you the key master?
Yeah.
So he makes 2 attacks on you.
Okay.
Well, that one, the first one, he just shows you the sword. He's like,
I see.
The second one, I do have a 19 to hit, though.
Oh, that does hit.
Okay. Whoa, max damage. 8 piercing damage as he sticks you with this short sword. He's like,
Ow.
I got him, boys. I got him. And the other one, he pulls out. Oh, ooh, do I really want to? I'm crazy nut. Of course, I'll do this. He pulls out his short sword and just rushes forward. Does not manage to stumble as he's going down here. I'm not really smart about this sort of stuff, so I'm just going to stab the orc, because why not? That
This
seems like
Hey,
a big
he's
thing.
the biggest target.
Yeah.
Second biggest target.
And that's an orc. I know what that is. I don't know what that thing is. That's a bowl of Jello or
Yeah,
something.
that's just what?
Not safe.
It's a
All right.
flying rapid fire bullet.
So he misses Runt the first time. He likes to show off his sword the very first swing as well. But he doesn't manage to connect with a 19 to hit on the second strike. No, Ron only takes 4 points of damage, so he barely notices. Well, I mean, I say that, but Ron's still pretty healthy after that. Oh, wait. No, I've got an ally next to him. Hold on.
I was actually going to ask if the frickin' rogue is flanked at this point.
I do a little sneaky damage because I am a lower level rogue. So Ron actually takes a little more damage than this.
All right, Ron. We've already burned ourselves to a crisp to save you last time. Let's not die, okay?
All right. So I take that back. Ron looks pretty bad.
Ron,
He goes up there and
Was
while
that a
Ron is
critical
attacking this guy, it was not. No,
Okay.
it was just a sneak attack.
Okay.
He twists the blade while Ron's distracted and manages to get a really good shot in. And even though there's not a lot of blood, Ron's clutching his side. Like, oof. Hard. Liam, it is your turn.
All right.
And here it comes.
So
Terrible.
first of all, I'm going to move up.
Okay.
Do I damage all of you? Do I focus on just him or the other two?
Get him. As long as it doesn't require a dexterity save. Not that I said it in character.
Light him up.
So you want me to focus on him? Okay. Oh, we have Phasers in here, right? I forgot about that. Okay, well,
I didn't.
change of plan. We're gonna do something dumb.
Once you get out of this
Wait.
tunnel, I'm going to have to find ways to put phaser somewhere it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
No,
It just screws the spellcasting.
Like on an airship.
Yeah, just hang. No, yeah, the airship's the air in the balloon is
Is all
phasers.
powered by phasers. Most diabolical star jam or space jammer ever.
There we go.
Spell
So Scorching Ray.
Okay. All right. I'll say he's got to have a little bit of cover since there's a couple people in front of him, but go ahead and make your D100 roll as the phaser flares up. Something you do also notice is that the obelisk starts glowing as well as the phaser reacts.
Great.
23.
23. Okay. So what is this going to do? Oh, okay. Your skin turns a vibrant shade of blue as this spell is fired off.
Okay.
Smurf.
Go ahead and make your
That
attack rolls.
smurfs it.
Smurf this rogue.
Yep.
Oh, minus 10 for the attack roll. All right.
Check. That is. Um, 24,
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
and 17.
All right. The first two are going to hit. The third one, because of the cover, will actually miss.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. His AC is pretty high naturally, but
All right. So 2d6
you,
each.
you nailed him with the first two, though.
Nice. 10, 16, 20.
Ow. Okay. He's not looking so hot. Well, I mean, he is looking hot, but not in that way.
Yeah, the wrong
I
guy.
compliment him on his.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like the egg, the egg kind of like in one hand awkwardly and the dagger in the other, but he's stumbling. You can tell he is trying hard not to pass out from all these blows he's been taking. Okay, I guess that's it though, Liam, right?
Yep.
All right. Oh, finally, these two folks get to go. These poor little Darrow who
They
were
run
not part of the
away
fireball.
and don't attack Ron.
So here's the thing about Darrow. a lot of them are crazy. Some of them aren't, but most of them are.
The vast
So-
majority is
Yeah,
unstable.
there are a few that at least have some mental faculties about them. Not these two. So they will. Yeah, and they're not too smart. So they will start shooting into the crowd. They pick up their little crossbows from their side and just sling them around and start firing. I'm just going to select targets randomly because they are SMRT. Okay, one goes at Mark. And the second one goes at Ront. Ront will have some cover since he's got another arrow in front of him. So we'll do Mark
Mark,
first.
don't you have arrow grab? Or
I
something?
do. I'm reading how that works. This is the first time I've ever been able to use it ever.
I was like,
ever.
wait a minute.
Hang on. So it's blah, 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 blah. It's reaction, which I've got. It's
Yep.
the interaction I have. It looks like I have to actually be hit, and when I do, I can reduce 1d10 plus 3 plus 7 from the damage. If I reduce it to 0, I catch it. If I catch it, I can spend a key to make a ranged attack with the thing I just caught as if I had proficiency. So I think that's the full thing. So,
Yep.
so
I will
they
try
try
to hit
hit
you.
me first. My AC
Ka-chunk.
is 15.
There's a 5 in the number, but there's not a 1.
No!
So
I deliberately dodged
Zwee!
into the way of the attack.
Wait, what?
yeah, if you want to.
Reverse matrix?
If you want to, like, literally be like, all right, I'm going to catch this.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm going.
I'll
for
still
it.
roll damage, but
So where's my D10?
so
There it is. So I'm gonna reduce by 6 on 14. So I reduce 14 of the damage.
well, in his damage there's a 4, but there's not a 1.
Okay, so I grab the arrow and I immediately attack the frickin' rogue with it. So this is gonna
Okay.
be a ranged attack.
Spend your key and then make the attack.
Oh yeah, I need to spend a key. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, there you
Spending
go.
a lot of key this round.
Hey, that's what it's there for, right?
That's true. That's just a short rest too. So that's a 15 on the dice. I'm not sure what to add to that.
So it is. I mean, it's like a monk weapon for you. Treat it like a
Okay,
monk weapon.
so in that case, that'd be 18. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
So roll your damage for whatever that thing does to him.
I rolled a 4.
Okay, so it does 4 damage to him.
Oh, you don't get to use your damage?
You may make the same. Hang on. You make this. You may as part of the reaction. Make this regardless of proficiency, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack. It doesn't say.
No, missile counts as a monk weapon. So use your martial arts.
Oh, well, in that case, that's the D6 plus lots. So that's going to be a 9.
Oh, okay. So you catch the bolt out of the air and then just stab him in the neck with this.
Oh.
He says, "Stop firing!"
It's the next one's turn. Oh no! He's already shooting.
He's already committed the attack.
Yeah,
Ront.
he's already
He
shooting.
hits Ront.
No!
Yeah, Ront, come on.
Damn it! I already blew.
Even
I already
with
blew my
cover.
reaction.
And Ront goes down
No!
as he takes a
No.
bolt in the back.
I'm the one who got. New plan. He needs Death Ward in every fight, not
And
me.
Dara
Well-
says, "Woohoo!"
Okay.
Because we need Ront to live.
He turns
Not
to the other
losing
one
on
and
it.
comments, "See, that's how you do it."
Ah, damn it, Ront.
Fireball coming online.
Yeah, Ront's already down.
Uh,
Whatever. Fine. You're dead.
It is Taston's turn.
Okay.
Can you heal
well-
from ranged?
Not if he's down.
Okay.
And spare the dying, I have to be able to touch him.
Ugh, that's what I was worried about.
Actually, Grave Cleric, you've got the ranged version of that.
Is that
It should be under your, I think, your first level grave domain thing. So it says you learn Spare the Dying, and it has a range of 30 feet, and you can cast it as a bonus action.
Dude.
Oh,
Done.
okay. It's part of. Okay, sorry. I for some reason thought Circle of Mortality was not part of that, so that looks like this is a different thing altogether. So okay,
Yeah, it gives you multiple things.
okay,
You would have to get closer to him to do that, but
right.
That is still a
I-
judgment call because we've still got a melee going on.
Here's the dumb thing. I would take an attack of opportunity,
Yeah.
which that part's fine. But can I make the distance? within
What's
30
the range of the
feet
spell?
would put me like
30?
it's 30 feet.
And that's rough terrain. Don't forget going down the little ramp.
Yeah. If you want to
I'd
make
have
an
to do it.
athletics check, I would like to do a scramble down or not
Well,
athletics,
okay,
acrobatics.
let's take
Sorry.
the attack of opportunity first because I'm disengaging.
Yeah.
All right. I totally miss. With an
Okay,
8.
fantastic. All right, and that's acrobatics, which is worse than athletics. Fantastic. 15.
15. All right, plenty. You keep your balance and just slide down.
And then I cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
Do you have any other ranged spells? Because that's a bonus action, he said.
I think the only other ranged heal is Healing Word.
I know, but any ranged spells at all? Like
Generally speaking, yeah. If that's considered a reaction, I can also try Toll the Dead again on the thief.
You can do that.
Okay.
All right. So Ront stabilized and Toll the Dead on the thief. 7.
Okay, he gets hit. And
Okay.
since he's already got hit points missing, it's 1d12.
Nice. Roll high.
10.
Nice.
He's bleeding out his ears, but he is still barely holding
Oh
on.
my god! This guy!
What does it take to put this man down?
What? I don't want to die.
Listen, if you didn't want to die, you shouldn't have taken the egg. I legitimately, I would have let him run if he didn't take the egg.
I mean, he would have died if he didn't take the egg, so he's
I mean,
screwed either way.
I can kill you, or they
Fair.
can kill you. That's how this works. Okay. Take your
All
pick.
right. You hear Asha calling out that there are some coming down the tunnel.
Don't forget, we're psychically linked with someone over there. We set that up in advance. In fact, you are tested.
Yep. So
Did you do it with Asha?
No,
I did it
Stool
with Stool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There.
Still, why are you not telling us? Still, we need to talk over your
Stool's
job description in the
just
future.
not talking at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So there's shoot.
The real answer is it's not his turn, but
Got it. There is
there's
stuff.
Asha's turn.
Working on it.
Okay.
It's probably his turn. Dump of the round, right?
And secondly, Bren's turn, kind of deciding what he's going to do about this.
What's that?
All right,
There's 15 things down the
Yeah.
well. Run, Brent.
So,
Run.
Liam, you see Bren get down like into a growl and a hunch, and he's backing away a bit,
Oh,
and
Jesus.
he barks over you and he says, "There's a pretty good amount coming.
Aye.
Probably at least half a dozen I can see, and I smell more."
You have another fireball?
Yes.
You've blown. Okay. Just a thought.
All right.
And
They have to
I
come
have
through a
one
narrow
left.
corridor. Yeah, I was gonna say you should have 3 if I'm counting right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now it is his turn.
Feel free to provoke an oppie.
No, there's no way I can do that. You know that.
By all means.
All right. We're going to go for the Hail Mary here because I think that's the only way. He's going to use his bonus action to do a cunning action.
Man,
Disengage.
damn it. Freaking rogues.
He's going to make an acrobatics check.
Fail.
He succeeds. I mean, of
Now-
course he does. Yes.
Can you disengage from multiple targets?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yes. Disengage is kind of a you can't touch me.
Okay.
Normally it's an action. Since he's a rogue, he can take it as a bonus action. That just means he can't use it for like dash or hide or anything else, though. 10, 15.
I can do that too with a key, by the way.
This is true.
I just never have. It's never come up. You got this. Swing at Tasden. What?
I got
do
to.
you have any
I literally-
reactions as a cleric? At all?
Kind of. but it depends on if he crits or not.
All right. He is going to try and stab at you 3 times.
Ooh,
Dear God.
Yeah.
rogue.
I just hope I can take down this human. He's in my way. He has a 19 to hit.
Yes.
If only I had sneak attack, this would be so much better. I don't. Then even higher to hit. And then even higher to hit. So it hits you 3 times.
3 times.
I have no poisons. I have nothing. This is just straight up damage. All right. So, yeah. This is a total of 20 points of piercing damage as he stabs you 3 times. And I'm guessing you don't go down.
No. I'm not happy about it, but...
All right. And there he remains since he was not able to blow past you. Yeah. He does not look happy about that. Like he sees you take the strikes and you're still standing, and you can just see him like resign himself to his fate at this point. But it's Glabgul's turn.
Actually,
Hmm?
can I have a speak action?
Okay.
So when I see Glabagul start to move, come back and protect Bryn and Ashen.
No, he says, "Oh, okay." So he flies. Says he's flying over there. He flies over his head. He's not going to take an attack of op because I want to save that.
Make sure you're moving quickly.
So he dashes and he flies over your head. Just this flying gelatinous tube. Just
Still disconcerting.
This
Not
is still the most terrifying, wonderful
wow.
thing. We have a weaponized thwomp. This is awesome. Remember the I'm gonna during the long rest. I taught him about thwomp attacks, so he can do that
Yeah.
now. I want that to be a thing in lore.
What's so terrible is that like one of his actions is his golf, right? And it literally just says he moves up to his speed, and while doing so,
Oh,
so it's speed of 60.
Yep.
Go.
What was the thing in Borderlands? The jump and land thing.
I don't know.
Butt stomp? That doesn't sound right.
I don't know. Not super familiar with Borderlands stuff.
It was something in the space one where you would do like this leap attack and you could come down fast and like
a ground pound of some sort?
Yeah, it was basically a ground pound. Yeah.
Okay.
Teach him to do that. Heavy enough for sure. All right, Mark, it is your turn.
He's gonna do the superhero.
Yeah. Watch.
That one space.
I'm looking at this like I think I cannot attack the boss without provoking an OP, even though it's
Not
just
unless
a 5
you
foot,
disengage.
and I don't want to blow my bonus on that. All right, hit me.
I'm gonna provoke.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanna keep
No, only 14.
Nope. All right, everything.
Okay.
I'm blowing everything. Maybe. I'm not going to do that yet because my first 3 attacks are... No, my first 2, sorry, are just free. So that's a mess. That's an 18?
18 hits.
Okay, so this one's coming through. That's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
And with that...
Should have blown the bonus.
Yeah, he resigns himself, and you smash him in the back.
Oh, I was so
Snap
ready
his
for the next.
spine
Yeah,
in the back there.
I was going to use vampiric touch.
Sorry.
And
No, that's still good. I mean, drop him with
Yeah,
the
no,
quickness.
I wanted that.
There's
right.
still a couple other guys that you can use that vampiric touch on.
It's true.
Yeah, the crazy
okay.
ones.
I'm
Still
not
hit points,
actually
okay.
sure I can hit that
That's true.
other guy.
Guy over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can just move back and do it.
Would you let me do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can move between attacks.
You're right, I can.
And you're a monk. You just go and backflip off the other guy and then hit that other guy.
So, question.
Mhm.
If I use my demonic power I just gained, does that allow me to get all my hits in fresh, or just the ones I haven't used this turn? I mean, that'd still be 3 hits.
Well, it uses your action, right?
I believe so. Hang on. I have it saved, but it's way over here in my tabs. There it is. As an action. Okay, so I've already burned actions. I can't do that. All right, maybe next round. All right, never mind. In that case, I lost chat looking that up. Hang on. There we go. All right. Would you let me get my other swing in? Oh no, I missed. I missed my first swing. Never mind.
Oh,
so I will instead do my bonus action and flurry.
Okay.
So let me burn the key. I'm just screaming through my key this fight. So that's going to be a 14 on the first hit. Excuse me, an 18 on the first hit.
Hits.
And a 19.
Both hit.
That's a 9 and a 10.
Oof. Okay. Pretty heavily injured after that, but still standing.
And that is all I got. So.
Oh, why don't you not use weapon? Weapon hurt harder. All right. He's going to try and hit you back.
I use my reaction to punch.
This is how you use weapon. Watch. And tries to stab you twice.
I'm ready.
Well, he shows you the sword the first time again.
I'm going to stab you with this.
That looks really. That's a very stabby sword.
And then he crits.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, that's actually perfect. So I have resistance to crits.
Yes.
And he takes 7
damage,
acid damage.
7?
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
Now, I really hate to point this out, but Ront also takes 7 acid damage.
Oh, it's AoE. So he starts dying again.
Oh, great.
So he takes 1 death failure.
If I use Sentinel at Death's Door, does that negate the crit, thus negating his ability?
Good question.
Oh, yes, actually.
Okay, so that'd be
the first time I've ever seen it used on an enemy, but yes.
So, Mark, would you prefer to continue
No,
the way...
let's save Ron. I'm cool with taking the hit to save Ron. Really.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll use Sentinel at Death's Door.
Okay, so it's just a normal hit.
So I'll take the hit.
So he stabs you for 6 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
So I understand how this works, but at the same time, in game, I see this happen, and I just basically hold the holy symbol and say no, and it just doesn't happen.
Divine
you just do
intervention.
the Thanos thing with the rewind.
Yeah, that was good. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, how does that look mechanically? I don't understand
there we go.
how it
Your
works
holy
on the
symbol,
roll.
right? And you just no.
No.
And it just rewinds.
Okay.
So like his death was not meant to be yet. So.
Yeah, we need to save Ron.
All right.
That's all I got in the tank.
Okay. Oh, very, very good. All right, Liam.
That someone else shoots me. Go on, shoot me.
I know. What?
Wait, I'm sorry. No, wait.
Not you,
I got
not
another
you.
guy to go.
Oh God, that's
Wait,
right.
kill me a
There's the
wizard.
dude with like 1 health left. that we all
God.
abandoned.
Look, I was
yes.
planning on killing him, but then other things came up, and I had to leave.
Ront is sorry, Liam.
Like, this orc has no armor on.
You might hit him. Roll a 1, please.
Ooh, maybe. I have a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That's
All
Oh,
right. For 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then 23 to hit
Yeah.
for 4 points of piercing damage.
So that's 13 points.
I hate to say this, but I need you to make some concentration checks on that fly.
was
Yeah.
that second hit a crit?
No.
Okay.
So you need 2 concentrations.
2 for each attack, and just DC 10 concentration Constitution
Wait,
saves.
2 for each?
I'm sorry, 1 for each.
It's really hard to concentrate when you're being stabbed.
17 and 7.
Okay.
Say that, but
So there's a big as like a ton of slime hits the floor. There's actually like an indentation in the floor as it oozes and eats away from some of it.
We got some really good use out of it. I still think it's a great strategy.
Mhm.
Damn it. We've killed the bosses, and now the fight's going badly.
Yep.
It's alpha striked, right?
And that's legit. We burned everything up front.
All right, Liam, it is your turn. Sorry.
Okay. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to.
What's your reaction as a wizard?
Reaction?
Third, what's a wizard's reaction?
I mean, there's a couple they could do. There's shield.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Featherfall. There's different things. I mean,
Okay, gotcha.
depends on your school too.
I was just curious because I noticed pretty much every class has a reaction. Like I have one reaction I can do, and I know rogues have the evasion thing or whatever it's called.
All right, so go ahead and take your attack of opportunity.
It is this overseer's lucky day. 23 to hit.
God.
Just because I'm curious, what is his health right now? The overseer.
He has 3 hit points left.
That's what I thought.
He stabs for 7 points of piercing.
Oh my God.
He's staggering but stabbing.
And
It's like,
yeah, he's just doing so much damage
unbelievable.
in his final death throes. It's like raiding and WoW over again. The boss is at 1%. Kill him.
I'm gonna win this fight all by myself.
All right,
I'm gonna be the new lord.
so I move,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to use something that I haven't used before. I'm going to use benign
Oh, boy.
transportation.
Oh, okay.
How does Bryn feel about switching places?
I mean, he's willing. So Liam and Bren switch places as they both teleport.
I stabbed him and he turned into a dog.
Yeah, and that was exactly his reaction. He's like, "Wait, what? It was an illusion." The wizard was a dog. I knew it.
He's a good dog.
All right,
Bren, could you kill that freaking overseer?
Yeah, for the love of...
I will on my turn.
Okay. We're waiting for
All
you,
right,
buddy.
these two guys.
Shoot me.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Like the first time was a fluke. One of them has an 18 to hit.
What does the other one have? I'm just curious.
A 13.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and catch the one that hits me.
Okay.
So I need a D10, and that's, what was that? Okay, so it's 4 plus 3 plus 7. That's what I can
14.
block. Thank you.
The max damage I can do is 10.
Grab. All right, now who do I want to throw this at? Oh no, there's the guy right next to me. I didn't even see him there. Stabbing.
Just right in the neck.
Stabbing that guy. Yep,
Yeah.
going for the neck again. That's a 20.
So double the dice.
So
He looks over at Tass and says, "You want to integrate this crit?"
I rolled a 6. So that's 12 plus 3 plus 1.
He goes down.
So you do like the whole like Joker magic trick with the bolt.
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna make this crossbow bolt disappear.
Ah!
It's gone. And the two of them were like,
I mean,
they
are
actually
crazy,
do. They're
so-
like, woo!
Yeah. It's so impressive.
I am almost out of key after all this, but it's
I want to see it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. One of them says, "Hey, you go down there and I'll shoot." It's like, yeah. All right. They're done.
Good shot. Good shot. Could not believe that. I avenged you, Grant. Not Ront, excuse me. You better get up. That's his job, actually, not mine. Trying to keep stuff off you. Whose turn is it?
Tassins.
Oh, is okay.
It's I just noticed nobody was doing anything.
Sorry.
I turned as I stabbed the guy. I turned to look at Taston. I kind of gestured around like,
Crane again, get up.
It does not look good. I'm just saying.
All right. So do I roll athletics again to?
I mean, to go up, you can just
Yeah.
treat it as difficult terrain. I mean, if you want to do some complicated jump thing, you can. But
No, I'll just gonna move to Ront.
okay.
And then first things first. I guess I didn't even need to move there, but it's probably good that I did just for backup. I'm going to do spare the die. I have to do spare the die again to restabilize him back to 0 because of
No, he didn't take the splash.
He didn't take the
Oh,
splash.
okay, sorry. For some reason, like in my head, I'm like, oh, he's dying again. Oh no.
No,
Okay.
you negated the splash.
Right. So now that I'm here, I'm going to use Cure Wounds on him.
Please roll me a D100 as the phaser flares up.
Ah, fun.
Roll in the 20s. That's mundane stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you say that, but 64.
64. Okay. So as you're casting Cure Wounds on him, go ahead and you can heal him.
Okay.
For the appropriate amount.
Now roll 3d6 damage.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Did you kill him again?
A sphere of foggy, obscuring phasers just spills out from your location in a 20-foot radius.
That's not good.
Actually, that's awesome because that means you guys are obscured.
This is true.
Oh. Okay. So smoke bomb.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So he gets 13 hit points back.
Oh, perfect. Okay. That is almost full health. Yeah, so you hear him waking up. Moving around, although within this area it is heavily obscured.
Okay.
All right. Yep. That's that. I'm assuming you want to stay there.
For the moment, yeah.
Okay. So, oh, Liam, you're actually right here, so you can see that in this hallway, so you can
Yes.
see what's coming out here, which is going to be important. So this, and I won't draw this tonight, maybe next time, because I think we're probably going to cut off in the middle of this because it is getting late. But you see that there are 4 Darrow just almost in a line, just rushing down the corridor, and they have nothing in their hand. They just seem like they're responding to, the noise.
In a line, you say?
Yeah, and you hear more coming afterwards. Like it sounds like, you kick the hornet's nest with all of this stuff going on out there. But reason I say it is because it is Ash's turn. I will say she is probably intelligent enough to know not to step in front of the wizard.
Yeah.
So she is just going to ready an action. And then Bren charges forward.
You got this, Bren.
All right.
Be
So
proud.
he goes forward with his bite.
He's going to taste bad. Just,
I'm used to it by now.
just warning you, buddy.
And he misses.
God damn it.
He charges forward, and the Darrow is kind of like,
Wait.
What?
That's Platy rolled out.
oh, okay.
Mm.
Cord? You're there?
Yes.
You might not be. Cord is having a taco. Tacos are important, I will admit.
Ooh, actually.
A
Natural
natural
20?
20.
Wow. Okay. So
It was my encouragement that I pushed him. He was like, I know this is going to taste bad, but it's just for Bahamut.
well, he jumps up and he latches onto his throat and tears him down to the ground.
I was like, can he do less than 3 damage with the crit?
No, he actually did 12.
Yeah. Die, you little
And-
pissant.
Yeah, the Darrow's dead before it reaches the ground. He gives it a couple good shakes just for good measure, and then
Good
lets it go.
dog. Good dog. I'm getting you bacon when we get back to town.
Thanks.
I'm making a note of that.
Even the blood is nasty on these things.
Bacon when in town. I'm not joking.
All right.
He's getting bacon.
Ront gets up and he is thoroughly confused and Shaman, what I can't see.
You're
Where's the
fine, you're
fight?
fine.
I found my axe. Hold on. Where is it? Where should I go?
Well,
question.
let's see.
I mean, honestly, I think focusing him on these two guys might be the better idea.
The problem is I don't think he's going to be able to see the incline than the incline.
He literally woke up inside the cloud, so he has no sense of direction at all.
Yeah.
You just have
I mean,
a
I was gonna say I could grab him and push him towards the right direction, but
He's gonna ready in action only because he really has no idea what to do right now.
yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Glagol. Hi, I'm slow again.
Be prepared to block the doorway.
Okay, but you two probably want to move.
We would, but it's not our turn.
Yeah.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm doing. I'm burning a fell point. I want to do this a while now.
Ooh.
Let's see how effective this is. So I can move pretty much in a straight line,
Okay.
and I can just attack any. Whoops, excuse me. I can take all my attacks on anything that I go through here.
Okay.
So and I will burn a key as well. I've got one key left now, and I'm just unloading on these guys. So we'll target the one closer to Bren first.
Mhm.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Swing. That's I've rolled a lot of sixes. You think I'd memorize that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
All right, you hit him whack. He says, "Ow! Can you do that thing with the crossbow again?"
You got it. So that's an 18 to hit.
Yes.
That's much less damage. That's 4.
That's enough to take him down.
Okay. Did it.
Crunches.
And the other, that's going to miss. Wait, but I got a fourth attack. Which is a 20.
All right.
I swear I'm not making that up. My dice are so garbage today of all days. Whatever. One swing, and that's going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
That takes him down. So you fell rush out of there and take them both down in the flurry of attacks.
There's a line of green flame behind me.
Green flame.
And I probably made a bit of a hole in the phaserist thing. Cloud, because it's just a straight up dash.
It looks like Back to the Future.
Now the funny thing is that's my no, I did all 4 attacks. That's my attack.
That's
and
everything.
My bonus. That is everything. That's all I got.
Okay. So I think this would be a good place to pause for tonight.
Yeah,
it's 11:30,
and we don't even know how there's like 15 of them. We don't know how many there's coming. So
yeah. So you, with only a few rounds, completely cleared out this room. Blowing a bunch of resources, granted, but
yeah, we burned a lot.
It was potentially worth it.
I have one key left right now.
As
the egg's still there, right? Like he dropped it.
Yes, it's on the ground.
Okay, cool.
As you are prepared now to not have a pincer maneuver happen on you.
Yeah, now we got to defend. As a curiosity, when he cast Cure Wounds, did the obelisk light up like it did with Liam's spell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We need to do something about that obelisk later. I'm just saying.
Yes.
It's
on the list.
Yeah, it's a little lower priority. I'll admit it.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't do anything visibly obvious, but other than just.
But psionically, wait.
We're in the Underdark. If something twitches, it needs to die.
Yeah. It blows up a random city every time you cast this.
It's on the surface too. There's just there's some
cut to a nice quiet hamlet.
Yeah, there's these level 2 adventurers who are going, okay, we killed your sheep for you. I mean, we don't get to turn to the quest.
I think once Liam gets a chance to look at this, he might be able to tell us more about what's going on.
Yeah, probably. But that can wait.
All right.